gonna be like.
I mean,
really
it's
easy
working
to
pretty
come
well right now for me, but
All right,
Well, imagine
if
it
it's
like
gonna just get
8
better.
It's gonna get better.
Nice.
Put your
I
skill set in other
believe
things.
the
I'm telling you, it's
stream
not
should
gonna
be
be worth
working
learning how
now.
to edit as much.
Yeah, that's what I've thought
Yes,
of. Because
Stormy,
if
bro.
you know how to like tweak AI to exactly what you want, you'll get
Oh, yeah.
like the exact result that you want if you know what you're
Skill
talking
set
about.
and other
believe
things.
the
Telling
Well, let's get a little backdrop here.
No, dude, like you can make apps now like that would cost you like you regularly like $50,000 for like $20 a month. It's pretty insane what you can do now.
All right,
So
we are live.
Sweet.
what's going on,
Awesome.
everybody? Are we gonna is Mac gonna be popping in this, you think, or not?
Well, there's room for him when he does.
So cool.
All right. So,
Good.
topics of discussion today. I think some are more important than others. The two people I have on the screen here, I have two Canes PNGs up here. I've got one of Nikolaj Ehlers because, you know, Nikolaj Ehlers is probably going to be a pretty important part of the Canes this upcoming season. Then I have Jesperi Kotkaniemi because we have no idea what his position is going to be and what he will be doing for the next year on the Canes, if he even makes it that far. Like,
I don't know. What do you guys think?
do we really think KK is going to be our second line center going into the season?
No,
I feel like there's got to be
It's hard
some
to believe,
moves.
but
no.
Do
I
you,
think
like,
it's gonna be
another try.
Oh, sorry.
Do you give him another try and then maybe send him out at the deadline to get a 2C, or do you go into the season just trying to actually get that 2C now? Like, there's a couple names that I see out there, like Tavish, that would be interesting.
McTavish and
But
Rossi
you
are
also
the two
have to- yeah.
two RFAs that I could see. Those are the only two that I would currently make the move for. The problem being that
Yeah, those are-
the salary cap went up so much this season that everyone was able to retain their centers and let their wingers go. So now which means the trade value for all those centers goes up a lot because again, you can't get one in free agency anymore.
So one thing I would like to honestly talk about is because you're right, because the value of 2Cs are very high, and since there aren't a lot of 2Cs out there right now, this could be a prime time to actually trade KK away now because you might get value. Just saying, I don't know.
But the problem is,
I have seen stuff about that. Like recently,
Yeah.
I think it was, I don't remember who posted about this, but somebody did say from a Hurricanes insider that there was a trade in place with Jesperi Kotkaniemi. However, there was no trade that actually ended up happening because the Canes wanted a viable option at 2C in replacement of KK. And because of that, there was no trade that went through with KK. I assume that he was going to go to Vancouver just because of all of the speculation. And now that Artur Shilovs has been moved and there's been a couple other trades in Vancouver, that might start coming off the table now. So I don't know what's going to happen with KK, but he can't stay at 2C.
Who do you
I
get
feel
in
like
return,
with the
though? I mean,
talks-
in Vancouver, who do you get in return? Pedersen's a
It'd
cash
probably
dog.
Hedel.
Hedel.
Probably
I mean,
Philip
if you're
Hedel.
gonna trade with Vancouver, at the time I thought that if you wanted to get a goalie, because that's what the Canes did this offseason, they loaded up on goalies, like a ton of them for no reason. I thought if you're gonna do that, you would get some sort of package with Artur Shilovs in return because he wanted out of Vancouver since he was the odd man out. Which, of course, he actually did get out of Vancouver, and with that trade going to Pittsburgh now. So we did see that he wanted out of there, but now that's not an option on the table anymore. Otherwise, I'd think that you'd maybe send another pick or so away, and you'd get like maybe a higher pick or something like that. I'd think I wanted to get a third-round pick for Kotkaniemi and just call it the end of it, but I think if you do now, that was the other thing. Vancouver doesn't have a third-round pick for next year, so if you trade if you take their second and you give them KK and maybe another pick, then that might work. But I think that was the only thing that was really going to work in that situation without Shilovs.
Well, I think from what we've heard with the training camp with Coach Rod, but our second C, I know I heard something about Seth Jarvis as well as it was Logan Stankoven. They were practicing with them with draws. So I think perfect world. I don't know if we get rid of KK. Maybe he slides to third line or fourth line. Whatever happens, happens. But I feel like either Jarvis or Stanky gets put on the second line if whoever gets the role, I guess. I'm assuming Jarvis, but just because he's bigger, but that's just me.
See, but Jarvis at the same I don't know. Jarvis's numbers at center are not that great. Like his face-off percentage has declined every year after year, and he's developed such a good chemistry with Sebastian Aho that I'm not sure you want to pull him off.
I was watching a video earlier as well, talking about how Seth Jarvis has developed into such a great player, but will he ever get to that superstar potential? And if he does get to that 40, 50 goal potential, I think that's going to be as a winger and not as a second line center. And honestly,
Yeah, I
if you
agree
put
with that.
Stankoven at center, like as much as he's a small guy, I think if you can do that, then that frees up your winger space. You can bring up currently, what is it? Carrier is not in the lineup as of right now because Ehlers bumped everyone down. So Carrier is on your like extra man right now, and you're paying him $2 million. So I think if you move Stankoven to second line center, and then you can shift some stuff around, have Carrier there, maybe you put Kochetkov on like the fourth or third line, depending on where you put Stahl. But until you move him, there's really nothing that you can do. So I think it would be cool to have a line of Svechnikov, Stankoven, and Blake possibly. I think that could go well.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
Quick thing, real quick, guys. Those of us that have Instagram followings, do you want to go ahead and put out like some sort of story saying that we're live? And then
Yeah, I got you, man.
let me grab the link to the live
link.
stream.
One thing I do, I want to say, like, you know how everybody wanted to go after Marco Rossi, for the Canes at 2C, but the backlash was because of height. The only problem with the Stankoven idea would be that he's actually shorter.
Yeah, Stanko.
So
Yeah,
it kind of
that's
goes
the one
against.
problem.
So if you do that, like, because like if you go for a 2C, especially if you're gonna go for a 2C, and you're talking a long-term 2C,
Yeah.
you want somebody that's gonna be able to be tough out there. And like I said, like if you bring in a player like Stankoven to play center, I don't know. I just don't think that's gonna be like it's gonna be a good line, but I don't think it's gonna give you with the physicality that you need as a second line.
I have my doubts. I mean, don't get me wrong, Stanko plays so much bigger than his size, but
Oh, yeah,
that's
for
the
sure
one
he
that's
does.
the one upside that Kochetkov has. And to me, I feel like that's the reason that he has not been traded yet, is because his size lends himself so good to being a second line center. And honestly, this is something that people don't talk about a lot, but one reason to keep KK is Jordan Stahl is done soon. Jordan Stahl is not going to be playing on the team much longer. Who would be better to like take Jordan Stahl's spot on a purely checking line than Kochetkov? KK's defense has gotten better year after year.
I was gonna say that too.
It's gotten better.
His
year after
defense
year.
is really
It makes
good.
so much sense. It does make a lot of sense to put him at 3C, like
It
Stahl's
does.
replacement down the line. That's the only reason I could see them holding on, because Jordan Stahl is a defensive center, and honestly, KK is as well. And when it comes to potential point wise, 30 points a season is what Stahl usually puts up. So
KK has potential to
That's
get.
what
I
KK
think
is.
KK has potential to do 45 to 50 if he is put on a line with good players. Let's not forget the Jesperi Kotkaniemi last year at the start of the season on the line with Necas and Robinson was scoring like, what was it? Every other game? Not a goal, but bro
Yeah,
had
something
like
like
a
that.
half point per game for a good stretch of the season before Necas fell off a cliff. And it seems that it's that way every year. Maybe it's a conditioning thing with Kotkaniemi, because it seems like the last 3 or 4 seasons, he has started the season off good. And then when we get to January, we're all talking like, what happened? Why is Kotkaniemi only scoring 2 points a month?
the fall off is insane from the beginning of the season. He puts up like half of his points in the first like 15 games of the season. It's crazy.
Every
And this is like
year.
consistent too.
Dude's like the physical embodiment of NC State basketball.
That's terrible.
I'm Canadian. I don't get that reference. My bad, y'all.
Started,
Yeah, it's all good, man.
started up early,
All good.
get all your points done in the first little bit, and then coast and try not to lose at the end. The Wolfpack way,
Hey.
baby. Go State.
Sounds like Svechnikov in the playoffs this year, but that's just me.
He did.
Hey.
front load
Okay,
his
I love how
Jersey
Svechnikov
series.
has always talked about this high goal scoring guy in the playoffs, but like 3 or 4 of his goals were empty netters.
I know.
Yeah.
The empty
Let's
Yeah,
be real here.
wizard.
Look
I
at the
love you,
stats,
Svet,
guys. I
but
do love Svech. He had a great playoffs. He did. It was a good playoffs.
he did. And our empty net
But-
king loves to score.
I would
But,
like, here's the thing, like he had a hat trick in one game, and then he had 2 other,
Yep.
empty netters. So that really leaves about 3 goals in
Wh-
total.
what
over
do
the
we
course
think-
Of probably
what-
like 16, 17 games.
What do we think of Svechnikov? Like, honestly, so I've seen the jury be in multiple different places with Svechnikov. I've seen some say that he's like a top whatever forward. I mean, he's clearly a I would say top 4, top 5 on the Canes. But
I think you trade him at the deadline if he's not living up to his hype.
I think so too. I mean,
and you get something of substantial for him.
see,
I don't know.
I think the offseason was the time to do it though.
What's going on, man?
Because Svechnikov's stock was as high as it possibly could have been, or at least for what we've seen, after the Jersey series and after he looked. And don't forget, didn't he win the series versus Washington too?
He
I believe so,
Yeah, he
yeah.
did. Hey, it was a clutch goal.
It was.
Real
so,
clutch goal.
I mean, if we were going to trade Svechnikov like some of these rumors have put out, I think that would have been the time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it, but I
I'm
also don't
still
think he will get
50-50.
traded. I don't think he will.
Maybe-
Unless you go out and get Tage Thompson for your
I'm about to say,
2C, I
what if
feel like
you-
that'd be an amazing
what if
deal.
you,
That'd be the only
package-
time I really think about it, though.
What if you package Kotkaniemi and Svechnikov in a first-round pick to Buffalo for Tage Thompson? They get
I
us,
think you put
That's
Bradley
way too
Nadeau
low, and
instead.
they won't take it
huh?
unless they're
Right.
stupid because they're Buffalo.
I mean, I don't know. I think value-wise, that actually could be kind of.
That's
Kinda fair.
I think that is fair because you get 2 roster players for
I think
one.
it is fair. Yeah.
The one roster player.
Now, what
is
about
better.
Jackson Blake though instead? Because he hasn't got his extension. Meanwhile, Stankoven did.
Oh, here's a question
But
Jack
yeah,
and I
I
talked
do
about
agree with
earlier, and I
that.
want to pick your guys' brains on this. Who do we think has more? Who is going to be the better NHLer, Jackson Blake or Bradley Nadeau? Because it makes sense right now to at some point get rid of one of them based on the roster
Do
you
I have
currently
to?
have.
Hold on. Do I have to? We're keeping this guy
Yes.
right here.
Like,
We're
you got
keeping
the
this
biggest
guy.
Nadeau fan of all time. I think consistently, I think it would be Blake still. Like, obviously, like when it comes to potential, I go with Nadeau for sure.
Yeah.
But when it comes with consistency, I'm gonna say Blake. And I know how the Canes are with consistency, so I feel like they might keep Blake over Nadeau. But obviously, that's too hard to tell because he hasn't really played much.
My thing is though,
He could be a star.
I'm about to say Nadeau. The thing that stands out to me about Nadeau is he's not like a bunch of the other Canes players. Nadeau is not the pass first playmaker that we have an abundance of on the team. He'll shoot. Like, I don't know if y'all have seen his
Well.
tape from Maine. The dude will hit the
Yeah.
Ovechkin one-timers pretty consistently. We need that.
Oh, he's a beast.
And he's not afraid to throw the body around. I was at the World Juniors this year watching him live and screamed when he scored, just saying. But yeah, I was about the only Canes fan in that building. And as a Canadian, I got to cheer my guy on. But I mean, other than the fact Team Canada wasn't really that good this year, losing to Latvia for the first time ever, that was pretty bad. But
Yeah, that was
Bradley Nadeau really impressed me with his size, his skills, even his passing ability and his shots, like you guys said. But I'm really hyped for him. So
Matt, what's your
So,
opinion?
Well, I do think the organization does need to probably think about thinning out its prospect pool because a lot of these guys may not see the roster because of how long we have a lot of these players locked in for. And to be honest, that's not fair to these prospects either. These guys deserve to have a shot. If it's not here, then it needs to be somewhere. And I honestly think Jackson Blake is seriously on the table to get traded. I think they're going to give him till next trade deadline to see if he's got anything more to give. I mean, in my opinion on Jackson, I love Jackson Blake as a player. I love him, how he's dynamic as a player, for how short he is. And he definitely is not afraid to scrap with the bigger guys that are taller than him. But I think it all kind of flatlined when Logan Stankoven came in, and I think when Logan first played as a Hurricane, no, it's no offense to Jackson, but it was clearly who was the better player as soon as Stankoven got here. I mean, they kind of play the same, but Logan just capitalized on more of his chances than Jackson does. I mean, think about how many times Jackson got the puck and it went into the goalie's chest or the crossbar.
That's a good point.
It never found a net.
Yeah.
So
Finishing. Yeah.
But I mean, I do think, and I think it's a smart idea to give him till the trade deadline, because I do want to give the guy a bit more faith to see if he can eke out a bit more. But I do think if he doesn't start showing anything more than what he showed us last season, then I think he does get bumped. I don't want to see him go to Buffalo. That's if you send someone to Buffalo, that's like committing a cardinal sin in the NHL.
Well, not necessarily, because 5 years after they leave Buffalo, they'll probably win a Stanley Cup somewhere.
That is true.
Rest in peace, Jeff
But
Skinner.
wait a minute.
Hey,
I know,
that means
that's what I'm
Tage
saying.
needs to be a Kane. Tage
Okay.
needs to be a Kane.
Okay.
Come on,
Okay.
bring him on.
Fair
Jack,
enough.
wait,
But
or Jack
I actually
Grant too, Wes.
I actually have a quick question. So would you want to wait 5 years in hell in Buffalo just to go win Stanley Cup? Would you wait those 5 years?
If I do,
I would.
I mean,
Automatic cup.
I mean, let's be
Absolutely.
real. Jeff Skinner was a consistent 30 to 40 goal scorer in Buffalo, and everyone around him was actually pretty decent. I checked out the stats. They just didn't make the playoffs. They just got
That
beat.
team is so offensively talented. Such an offensively gifted team.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They just can't do anything. I remember the one
Okay.
season, they were averaging like 4 goals a game a couple of years
It was
back.
like what?
Okay.
They had
Yeah, I
Eichel,
remember that too.
O'Reilly,
Reinhardt.
Reinhardt.
Okay.
Yeah, like the
I'm
list is
actually-
insane.
I'm actually glad we're on this subject, because I read this. I don't normally read Reddit because it's just people who think they know everything. But I found who apparently is a longtime Buffalo Sabres fan who gave not just a paragraph. I'm talking about paragraphs of the team's last, I would say, since I forget what the family's called that owns not just the Sabres, but also the Buffalo Bills. I think they took over in 2011, if I'm mistaken. So, can someone chime in if I'm mistaken?
I don't know.
Wait. Is
I
that
don't
the
know
same
that.
family that gave like the fake Buffalo Sabres jerseys for the Winter Classic game or something like that? They
I
didn't
honestly
even have
don't-
like the NHL logo. So remember, there was Pat LaFontaine had a jersey, and
Mhm.
it was like it didn't even say NHL on it. It was like off Wish. They
So-
handed them out to players.
So
Dude, Buffalo is Wish.
So I read his article. Since this family, whose name has escaped me until someone chimes in, and feel free to, so that way I have my facts correct. This organization under the current ownership has gone through, count them, 7 head coaches, 6 GMs, and has not seen, even under their leadership, a playoff berth in, last I checked, 14 straight seasons.
we're over that now. 2010.
Oh, yeah.
15. And probably.
God,
and,
man.
and let's think about the outlook. It's going to be 16. Buffalo has no shot at making the playoffs. Somebody in the chat,
No.
somebody clipped that for when
Atlantic
Buffalo makes
crazy.
the playoffs this year,
Atlantic
so
is
I can look
just
stupid after
awful.
saying that.
I mean, and not to mention the fact that they. Oh, sorry. Who was talking? Sorry. Oh,
Anybody.
You're good.
Um,
Okay,
okay, my bad. So they put more of their money into the, I guess it's the $100+ million investment that's going into the new Buffalo Bills stadium, and their arena that the Sabres play in is majorly due for a renovation that hasn't been touched since 1996, and the land that this arena is on, the county that is paying for it does not want to be involved in the arena and entertainment business anymore.
Oh.
Well, I mean, look at the Sabres though. How much money are they raking in anyways? The team's horrible. How many like I know there's diehard Sabres fans out there. Don't get me wrong. I know I see them here in Toronto all the time. But like realistically, that team can't be making a lot of money.
It's
Even
not.
when they did have Eichel, you know what I mean?
I think it's
I
barely
wouldn't be
scraping.
surprised if they. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they relocate, especially with all these talks about like Atlanta, Quebec, New Orleans was on that list too. I saw, like,
Ooh,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, dude, I mean, like, look at the teams that are in the Atlantic, in the NHL. Like, those teams are going to be so good for the next, like, 5-6 years. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
Montreal.
know how they even make a fit even into like, they're not going to even find a spot. Like, their
Pretty
time
sure-
was, like, 10 years ago.
I'm pretty sure Houston
Yeah.
was on that list of potential expansion teams too, as well. Which I don't know how that's going to work because I forget if Jerry Jones probably doesn't like other professional sports teams coming in and taking money off of the Dallas Cowboys, much less the Dallas Stars. But if you put another professional sports team in Texas, that's just going to take more of the money away from other professional sports teams. But
Well, that wouldn't make sense to me though, because like I get Houston's a big market, but how many hockey fans are in Texas?
I mean, there's a lot of people.
well,
so
there's a
hey,
fair amount.
this hockey's big.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Dallas
a fair.
is a great fan base.
I
They do, yeah,
honestly,
they show out,
I mean,
too.
we call ourselves the loudest house in the NHL, but I think the Dallas arena really can probably challenge that because those people can get loud. Those people
I've
can't get
seen
loud.
something close. There was actually a video by, I forget who it was, but there was a guy going around to a bunch of NHL stadiums during the playoffs, and he went to Carolina, he went to Toronto, he went to Dallas. Yes, Snapback Sports. Yeah. And he actually ranked Carolina above Dallas. I think the only place that he really had us significantly below was Montreal, which is honestly
That's understandable.
I'd take that any day because the Montreal game that he went to is I think a rivalry game, and it might I don't think it was playoffs, but it was really good. I'd take that any day as a Canes fan, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Fair enough, right there.
Yeah, fair enough. But
I saw the thing with the Oilers; they were one of the louder ones too. What was
I
it?
think that was the other team above us.
Ooh.
I think it was Oilers versus Vegas. I think
They
that's
broke
the
up.
game
What
that
was
he
it
went to.
129 or something like that?
Jeez,
Decibels or something
man.
like that.
Woo!
Like it was really high.
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
that's
I
high.
actually don't remember the last time we got to like 120 decibels in Lenovo, so I don't know.
I think I've seen
we can
110
really
before.
call it anymore.
I was at the last game of the season, Florida, the game 5 versus Florida. When Seth Jarvis scored the at the time game tying goal, it probably got close to that.
I'm
Yeah, I can
assuming
believe
so.
that.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was pretty nice goal.
I'm about to say that would
It was
have been
nasty.
that would have been the time where it got to that point, and it was loud, man. That was probably the loudest I've heard it be inside of that building, other than a concert I went to.
I mean, it is the loudest house, boys.
All right.
One
Loudest
time, I
house.
think 2023 home game versus the Islanders Star Wars night. It was 1-0 all game, and the Canes scored with like 1:10 left in the game to tie it. Shortly after, unfortunately, with 45 seconds left, the Islanders scored and they won.
It was less
But-
than that, actually. We scored with 43 seconds left, and they scored with 20 seconds left, and we lost. I was at that one.
Wait, run
were?
it back here.
That was that all.
There was a Star Wars night.
Oh my gosh!
He's
You don't know
Bro,
what
he's
Star Wars?
Canadian. He doesn't know.
Canadian.
He doesn't know our side.
Go easy on the Northerner, bro. He hasn't been on
Hey, man.
he hasn't been over the
Hey,
Rockies
no,
yet.
dude, he doesn't. Wait, do you listen to like the Canes part, or like every game? Do you listen to the Canes stream?
Oh yeah, I switch on. Yeah, I use a website. I don't know if I should say the name on here, but I use a website to watch those. But yeah, no, I had no idea.
You should know, dude. Yeah, you should totally.
My birthday
gotta
is
dress
always
up,
around
man.
NASCAR night. We would always do that. Like,
That's sick.
I think they
know
would
Whalers
have
night,
towel
but
for it. Oh yeah, Whalers night's
night is
pretty
cool.
known.
Whalers is the best. That's the best night. in
Oh,
my
it's
opinion.
awesome, dude. It's such a great atmosphere.
It is.
And the Cooperalls, when they wore that in like, what was it, warm-ups or just pictures?
It was
Those were
warm-ups.
sick.
I think they did it in warm-ups and then they took them off.
Yeah, you can't wear those. No.
Okay, this might be an unpopular
Okay.
opinion, but I think the Canes should wear the Stadium Series jerseys once a year for whatever reason.
Yes.
Dude,
Yes.
please. I love those jerseys. They get so much hate.
I get
I
a
love them.
I got a bigger hot take than that. I think that should be home jerseys.
Wow.
No, I like this one. That's
Ooh,
great.
No,
I don't know.
I
That
agree,
would-
I
that would
agree
be
with
fire.
Wes. I think those
Hold
jerseys
on.
are better than those jerseys are better.
It's
home
either that
jerseys
or
than
the
stadiums.
25th anniversary throwbacks. We have
Please,
to bring them back.
Please wear
The
those.
Reds
Have
were
y'all-
so good.
Oh
Have
yeah,
y'all seen the jerseys? The Canes X Panthers jerseys. I'll try to get. I got
Oh
pictures
yeah,
of
yeah,
them.
yeah.
All black.
Make
but
sure
with
you say
blue instead of
Carolina
red.
Panthers before you say Panthers.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
we don't
say,
like
we
Florida.
don't like the Florida versions.
Nah, screw
Okay,
that.
I'll put it. I'll put it in
you
our
need to be
chat
careful
here.
speaking. You need to be careful speaking that name, especially where you're at, bro, because you actually might get jumped.
Oh, by the way, if you
Nah,
guys
dude,
didn't know,
That's
Go
true.
down to the streets
I
of
have a-
Carolina.
You really want to know how
Panthers
crazy this
jersey.
son of a bitch is? This guy walked around in what was that Panthers jersey you were
So-
wearing?
So if anybody remembers the Louisville Panthers, they used to be the AHL team for the Florida Panthers like a while back. Anyways, I have one of their jerseys. So after the Panthers beat them, I was wearing it around all downtown. Walked by like 2 Tampa fans. They gave me looks. All the Leafs people were like, all getting mad at me. Anyways, it was the best. I pissed so many people off. It was great.
You were gonna
Oh,
die.
Dude, I mean, it's pretty funny. I wish we had a video of that. Or a live stream would have been crazy.
Man,
Well,
screw the
next-
video. I wish I
next
was
year.
there.
Sean, that would be an
Next-
amazing collab, dude.
That would.
That would be
Next,
so
next
cool.
year for sure.
My
We-
God, yeah, next year.
Hey, yo, Keith
Oh,
said
they're
we
gonna
don't
hit
like the
next year,
Carolina
so.
Panthers either.
It-
Yeah,
it
the Carolina Panthers are not going to be anything special, I don't think, this year.
We're making the playoffs. Bryce Young
Hey,
is our
hey.
savior.
Jack.
Okay, listen.
Please.
All right.
Jack, calm
I
it, bro.
met.
Roll
I think we have a
Broncos.
realistic shot
Listen.
at 9-8.
No, okay, guys. I literally met Mike Tirico like 2 weeks ago. Okay, and I asked him. I was like, "Listen, do you think the Panthers can make the playoffs this year?" And he told me yes. And I was like, "Hell yeah, dude! We're making the playoffs." So yeah, I'm gonna go with Panthers making the playoffs.
My
you're
team's
not
Trust the
gonna-
guy.
I lost my care for the Panthers a while ago, so I'm not going to chime in on this whole debate.
I'm a
Broncos
Broncos fan.
I mean,
My first
I'm
season
sorry.
You're a
was
Broncos
at the
fan?
very beginning of the 2015 season. Before they started
I
being
know,
really
yeah.
good.
Hey, hold up. I got one for the
Sucked.
Broncos fan. My favorite game of all time features the Denver Broncos.
Oh, I know what he's
Was
talking
it-
about.
Was it the
Yeah,
Panthers playing them?
yeah.
No, it was 43
Yes.
to 8.
Yeah.
Wait. Was this Manning area?
Go back 2 years.
Yeah, go back
era?
2 years from
2
the
years
Panthers Super
before.
Bowl. Remember that Seahawks Broncos Super Bowl that like everyone else hated?
I can't lie. I'm more of a CFL guy, but I love
Okay.
Peyton Manning and Bo Nix.
Is it?
So,
Isn't when
Oh, well,
wasn't-
then
Yeah, Peyton Manning
Wasn't that when
got destroyed that day.
wasn't when the
the
Seahawks
best
did
offense
that?
of all time lost and scored only 8 points
Yeah,
after scoring less than 28 points only like 4 times the whole season.
Yeah, the greatest
Jesus.
offense of all time put up 8 points in the Super Bowl. A better stat: the Seahawks defense outscored the Broncos offense that day. The Broncos offense put up 6 points. The defense put up 8.
I mean,
We might
In the
want to
Super
reel
Bowl.
this back around to Carolina Hurricanes.
Well, let's
Yeah,
go.
we've
Let's go
got-
back
Yeah,
to playoffs.
yeah,
Let's go back to
please.
Kane's
All
topic.
right.
please.
I've got one. So,
Please.
what do we think Nikolaj Ehlers' ceiling is with the Canes this year?
70? Is that crazy? Or high?
What are you talking about? Are you talking about points?
I'm just talking. I mean, we'll talk points. Give me goals and points. How about that?
35 goals. 40 maybe.
I'll say 30. I'll just say 30 to be safe. I mean, I think it's going to be. I kind of want to see how the growing pains are going to be because I think there might be just to get adjusted to the system, but I don't think it'll be long. But I think I'm just going to say. Actually, I'll go up and say like 33 goals and probably 70, 75 points.
Do we think?
All right, I'm gonna go between 25 and 30 goals because he's never had a 30 goal season before. And then I'll go about 75 points because I think he's got a really good, passing game. So
So
I'm gonna go 75.
here's what I'm thinking. So Ehlers was not a top line player on Winnipeg last year, if I'm not mistaken. Last year was his
No,
first
he
year.
wasn't.
Last year was his
Second line.
first year getting first power play time, and he still wasn't being utilized. If he gets utilized the way that we think he's going to get utilized in Carolina, this guy's putting up like 85 to 90 points and at least 30 goals.
What I'm saying.
I
If
think
we
it's
had-
his first 30 goal season.
he had
for sure.
28 power play points last year. He's
Um,
He's
definitely
dynamic on the power play.
that's
Is
exactly
it
what we
possible
need.
for us to have a first line of players that all have 30+ goals?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's a pretty nice stat.
Yeah, I mean Aho,
Quite
Jarvis,
love
and
it.
Ehlers. I feel like Ehlers is probably the least likely of the three to get there, but I mean he'll be close. I don't see any of the three of them barring injuries scoring under 20. Really 25.
Man, don't talk about injuries.
That's the
I
only
don't know,
knock
though.
on
Jarvis
Ehlers.
pretty much a
That-
30-goal
that's-
lock
Yeah,
at this
that's
point.
that's the knock
Ehlers-
on Ehlers
Yeah,
though.
he is.
Ehlers will play like first line minutes, whereas he never did that in Winnipeg. And we already know what raw talent the guy's got. Like, I expect at least 35. You know what I mean?
Woo!
Mhm.
That's high.
Is that
Hey,
too much to
rotation
ask
is
for?
great.
Hey, 35
is that too
No,
much?
no.
35
Well,
You
is
should
great.
dream higher. 40 goals.
Well, I
100
mean, there's
points.
this.
Ceiling of 40. Ceiling of 40.
Shoot for
Ceiling of
40 and
40.
aim for 35, dude.
Well, I think what
I
it
mean, he did
be
say
happy
that he
with
wants
30.
to challenge himself here.
I mean, let's think about it. I
See?
think, let's be real. Who on the Canes has the potential to score 40 goals?
Jarvis,
Brandon Nadeau.
Jarvis.
My
I mean,
bad.
and as crazy as
My
it
bad.
sounds, circling back
probably
to
Svech.
earlier, I mean Svechnikov.
Yeah.
It's gotta be Svech.
If he
It's gotta
gets going.
be. If he gets it all together, he's a 50-goal scorer. It's
Granted,
crazy. Like, I just
Svechnikov
wouldn't
scoring
get
40
there,
goals
Brady.
probably includes 15 empty netters, but still.
Dude,
Still,
still
counts.
50. Who cares, right? Hey, it doesn't
Well,
Give him a
he's
I
hat
mean-
trick of
that.
empty netters.
Well,
We could call it the
I-
Svech.
I just
He's gonna be like
I
the
just-
first player ever to get like 150 empty net goals for a career. It's crazy how many.
Dude,
guys,
you know they have the Gordie
I
Howe
just
hot-
I just don't
the
think he's
Gordie
gonna
Howe
find that
hat
old
trick.
Svechnikov again.
There's the
I
Gordie Howe
just-
hat
I
trick
just
as a
can't
goal
see it.
assist in a fight.
Debbie
A Svech-
Downer. Come on
Svech
now.
hat
Give him a
trick has
little,
to be
get a little
something.
bit of.
It's taking a
pep in
bit-
his step.
It's taken him
He's
this
only
long.
25. All right, he hasn't even hit
Okay.
his prime. yet. Prime
Okay,
starts
Yeah.
at 26.
Okay, I mean that's
Okay.
fair.
Then you can start really going on him.
but that fall off is kind of worrying. Not gonna lie. I mean, he was a snooze fest in the regular season until it got to New Jersey, and then suddenly
Well-
he's Andrei Svechnikov again.
But let's think about this now in a different sense. Svechnikov was playing first line minutes for most of when he was back last year. Meaning in away games, he's playing against either other teams' forechecking heavy lines or top lines, and at home, whoever Rod wants him to play against. If you move Svechnikov down to the second line, assuming either you sort that out, so you either get KK to have a miraculous turnaround, which none of us see coming, or you find a 2C. He's going to be playing with, let's think, you can put Stanko up there, you can put Jackson Blake up there, you could put even Taylor Hall up there. You've got Svechnikov will be surrounded by two good players on that second line and will not have to play against the best players from the other team like he did having to play on the first line with Aho and Jarvis.
It's true.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I could see it, but obviously, like, things would still have to really go in the right direction for that to happen. Because, I mean, he's been, like, all this, like, last year, he was up and down the lineup between first line and fourth line, like, all the way down. So, I mean, he never really found a consistent role in the regular season until we got to the playoffs. So, I mean, again, we have to just really see where that goes.
Well,
We need
also think about Ehlers too. He's kind of a sniper. I know he puts up assists and points, but he shoots the puck.
he does.
What? Why would
He's a
why would
scorer,
you want to
man.
have? Why would you want to have Svech as well as Ehlers on the same line? Having two snipers with a two-way and Aho. Granted, Aho does play like a playmaker as well. Like,
Plays
he's
too
like a
much
bit of
like a
both.
I wouldn't want to
playmaker.
move Jarvis down because, like, if you want Ehlers and Aho on the same line, you have to move Jarvis,
yeah.
and you're not moving Jarvis.
You said if you want Ehlers,
I
Yeah.
feel like
Ehlers and Aho.
and-
No, Ehlers, Aho, and Jarvis is the first. It should be the first line. Like Jarvis.
So
and
that's
Aho-
why Svech should go second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Svech should not be playing top line minutes unless he starts no, because even if he starts having a good goal scoring season, why would you move him? So right now, to me, there's no conceivable argument to move Svechnikov up to the top line unless actually I take it back. The only way I could see that is if you stick Ehlers on the top line with Jarvis and Aho and it does not work because of Nikolaj Ehlers. At which point, yes, we can move him down.
Yeah, that makes sense. Honestly, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about one other thing. What are we thinking about the 4 lefties, 2 righties situation on defense?
I
Bad.
think you put the lefts on the right side, but that's just me. I like one-timers.
There's got to
Walker
be some
plays
sort
both
of
sides.
reason we did it.
Like, well, Walker and Gostisbehere both play both sides, and then they want to move Nikishin to like at least be able to play both sides as well. So I think you make that deal under the assumption, for Miller, because you think one of them, if not 2 of them, have the opportunity of playing really good on the right side.
Well, Nikishin
I think the reason you go for Miller is because of that.
I think Nikishin played some right D in Russia, which again, KHL does not translate all the way to the NHL, but it's good. Gostisbehere's best game of the playoffs, as I heard on the 99.9 The Fan from Tim Donnelly, was on the right side. So the problem is, I don't know how to cut this, but Gostisbehere at this point is either your 3rd pair left defenseman or 3rd pair right defenseman. I don't see Gostisbehere being a top 4 over Slavin, Chatfield, Miller, and Walker, because you're not gonna want to play your lefty at right in your top 4. Your lefty at right is going to be your 3rd pairing defenseman, unless it ends up being Nikishin, who loves the right side and he takes off sooner than expected.
I don't know. After the playoffs and watching it, I don't really like Sean Walker a lot. I'd rather have Gostisbehere over him, and that's just me. Watching some of his games, his transitions, he gave the puck away a lot, at least against the Panthers, but I guess the whole team kind of faltered there. Yeah. But I've never been the biggest Sean Walker guy, and I'd honestly rather Ghost over him. But that's just me.
That could work. I think the only way that Sean Walker's not in your top 4 is if whichever lefty you put at right ends up being phenomenally good. And the only one I can see having that would be Nikishin, because if you move Gostisbehere, you move somebody else over, that's going to be a transition. We saw what happened when Orlov tried to do it. Granted, that's Dmitry Orlov. But
Ghost, offensive production, though, you can't deny he's got an offensive talent. And why wouldn't you want to have that playing more? You know what I mean?
Because of lack of defensive coverage sometimes.
Which is why you pair him with Walker.
Which is why you pair him with Sean Walker. True. Sean Walker doesn't score. Sean Walker's not going to put up a bunch of points.
That's what you were saying was the problem, though, before, Carter, because if you do that, that means you have to put Miller and Nikishin together, which is a rookie who doesn't really know how to play in the big leagues yet, and then the other guy who's trying to get his stride back, which you don't want to put together to start.
That's true. So you do have to mix
No.
Well, what about the talks of Slavin and Miller, though?
It is. That's probably going to be the projected lineup. It's going to be, I think the projected lineup is going to, Sean Walker and Gostisbehere are going to stay together. It's going to be Chatfield. It's going to be Chatfield and Nikishin, and it's going to be Slavin and Miller. And
so Miller's playing the right side.
Yeah.
I actually like that. I think that could work.
Yeah, well,
I think that would actually go pretty well.
In theory, in theory, that goes well. The problem that arises with all this is you don't know which guys are comfortable playing their offside. And I would rather break up lines and have things go a little worse than ideal with a lefty who's comfortable playing the right side than forcing Tiandre Miller to learn, 1, a new system, and 2, playing his offside. Granted, maybe learning those 2 things together means he's the perfect fit for Slavin on the right side. I just don't know.
Well, however they make it work, I think Tiandre can adapt to whatever situation you put him with, and plus you put him with the best defenseman that we have. I think he'll learn pretty quick. Nikishin is, I think, of the rest, most comfortable because, like we said, he played a lot of his offside in the KHL, and when he did play his offside, he scored a lot. He was a lot more dynamic on his offside, and he kept finding places to score. When you kind of put him on his natural side on the left, I mean, it kind of ebbed and flowed, but he's very comfortable on his offside. So I don't see a problem with Nicky being mostly on his offside playing this coming season.
If we ink him to a contract at some point this season, I will be looking for a jersey.
Matt, 8x8.
I think it has to depend on his performance this season. Let's be real.
I think honestly, let me kind of I did say 8x8. Yeah, okay, but I'm actually going to be very realistic here. I think it's going to be a bridge deal of 4 years, and I think they're going to test where he's at just to see if is this the place you want to be long term. And then they'll hash it out probably in the final year of that 4-year contract. Whatever the money is, it's going to be. But I think he just wants to test it out for 4 more years before he really inks himself to a long-term deal.
Good on him, though. I mean,
I could say like a 4 times a 5, like 4 times 5. That probably
but
do it too.
Or on the opposite end, he takes a 8-year max. He takes an 8-year extension. The AAV is going to be higher at that. I think it depends on when he signs. Obviously, I don't think Nikishin is going to get to the end of the season as a RFA. He will be inked to some sort of contract before next season is over. I think he will be signed before Jackson Blake.
100%.
I
can see that too, yeah.
It's going to depend on how it goes. I think if he does really, really well, the front office, seeing what they've seen from him in Russia and what they believe out of him, they're going to try and get him to 8. I don't see the front office wanting to do a
what that
bridge deal.
AAV would be. That'd be a tough one.
That's a high.
Oh, it's going to be. If he's as great as they say he is, it's going to be astronomical.
Yeah, if you put him
out
there
we just did it with Stankoven. Who says we can't do it again?
Because Nikishin
if he consistently plays right side, then I think you do it because then you can play left and right.
Yep.
If someone is dubbed a unicorn in the NHL, what do you think that gets? What do you think that gets paid?
Like,
what's Matt Kochetkov get paid? He gets what, 12.5?
Probably.
Or is it 9.5? I'll double check.
I think it's a pretty
good contract.
Okay, so
I think it's a 9.5.
The difference is Stankoven. Yes, Stankoven's a good player. Stankoven does not have the potential that Nikishin does. Stankoven is
double checking 9.5.
Okay, yeah, I figured.
Straight up, if you put Nikishin in the lineup and you get to the around the trade deadline, and Nikishin is on pace to be the top defenseman in points and has a good plus minus, probably playing power play minutes, I would give 10 at that point, because you've got at that point I know that's a high.
I don't know about 10, man.
No.
I don't think
Club's gonna
do that.
No. Let me explain.
I don't think you would.
Let me explain.
But if you do it short term.
No, if you do
maybe short term at 10.
No, if you do 8x10, because let's think about how much the salary cap just went up by $9 million, and the NHL.
Dude, I don't know. That's tough.
The NHL's projected growth is insane right now. They're growing faster than.
What about re-signing other year? What about re-signing our other players though?
We have Blake.
Have you looked at the offseason for next year? I mean, the only guys we have to re-sign at this point that are key contributors for next offseason are Jackson Blake and Alexander Nikishin. Everybody Mark Jankowski is a free agent, and
you need a goalie.
You need a goalie because Frederik Andersen's a free agent. But other than that, to the moon. You've got this.
I just don't know if you give him that much money though, because that'll shorten how much we have left for other players. You know what I mean?
Well, if he's as good as they say he is, he's gonna get that money. And if he plays as well as they say he's going to, then I think he's gonna quite rightly deserve it. The thing about it is you got to figure out a way to bring him down as much as possible without risking the possibility of putting him off and he walks.
Yeah.
Or he tries to get a deal somewhere else.
His pro comp going into this, his pro comp right now, from what I've seen, the most common one I've seen is Hughes Makar.
Yes.
That's pretty sweet.
I'm about to say, if your pro comp is Hughes Makar, you're not. Nikishin's eyes reading that, if he can read English yet. Him reading that automatically means he's not signing for less than 8.
The whole thing about him not understanding English is so blown out over the top.
Oh,
I heard Tracy speak to Spit and Chicklets not too long ago, and he said point blank without even a pause between breaths. He said the whole thing about Nikishin not understanding English is so overblown that it almost just makes me roll my eyes. And that's, you've heard him speak sometimes. I don't know if anybody saw the speech that he gave, which was very short, but after it was his first game where I think was it his first game? No, it wasn't his first game. It was what was the game where he had his first assist? Let's get that game.
It was one of the Washington games.
Yes, I think it was where Stankoven scored after that that off-shoulder back pass that he didn't.
Yeah, that was a game for.
Funny enough, he was actually going to the bench and he didn't even stop. He didn't even stay to watch Stankoven finished it to go into the goal, and he kind of like, oh wow, actually. But when I saw the speech after the game was over somewhere, and they made him speak, he knows pretty good English. He does know pretty good English.
That's good.
He's not completely fluent yet, but he knows English.
Yeah, but I mean, it was definitely choppy. It wasn't fluent.
He knows hockey.
No.
It can't get worse, so.
He could have been like Matvey Michkov, having to use a translator for everything. So.
Kochetkov did for the longest time. Now Kochetkov's probably going to help Svechnikov teach him English.
Yeah, he's doing better, I think. So
I'm actually kind of glad we actually went to him, because what does his future look like here?
Michkov?
No,
Kochetkov.
Trade bait.
Yeah,
that's what I.
Well, Kochetkov right now has this year and next year on his contract being paid $2 million.
Trade bait.
It's a pretty good contract.
Trade bait for a better goalie.
I mean, the guy just has all the tools, but when everything goes wrong in one particular situation, it all goes wrong. And the guy's just not mentally equipped. He's got all the tools, but he's just not mentally equipped.
So
this
is another one. This is a deal where the draft is actually really important, because we drafted a goalie, and so I think I think them drafting a goalie with, I believe, what ended up being their first pick in that draft should send a signal to Kochetkov, like, okay, dude, you have this season, because Frederik Andersen, we all know at some point is going to like have Tinkerbell dust spilled on him, and he'll be hurt for 3 months.
Here's what makes it worse is that I read the development report from development camp talking about Farloff, I believe it was.
Is it
Frolov?
Yep.
Yeah.
Frolov. The big highlight was when non-goalie teammates are talking about how good you are, you're doing something right. And that should be a big red flag for Kochetkov's future if that kid starts getting better.
Yeah. Well,
and I think Rusling Pajkev is going to be up there as well.
So we've got some guys. Guys in the A that can make it interesting.
Hey, well,
now
Kochetkov on that.
Kochetkov.
What about Nikita Kwap
for a goalie though?
Even Nikita Kwap though, we re-signed him, right? So
yeah,
I feel like
and we got the dude from Montreal as well.
Caden Primo, love that guy.
Yeah.
So
Caden
good.
Primo. What do you think, of Caden Primo? Then, Sean, is he?
Oh, I've seen him play.
What's his ceiling?
I feel like he was underused in Montreal because they have obviously Jacob Dobes, Sam Montembeau, so they kind of screwed themselves over. But I feel like he could end up becoming a starter in the future. But compared to some of our other goalie prospects like Frolov, I hate to say it, but Nikita Kwap, I kind of like him. I could see him maybe one day. But I feel like
put him on the Greensboro Gargoyles.
There you go.
No, I feel
like
Primo could be our
play. All right.
Hey, we need to.
I feel like
low key, we need to reach out to the Gargoyles and see if we can ink some sort of media partnership with them.
I live in Greensboro, so I can actually get that.
There you go. It's a startup. Let's see if the combined group of Craziacs and NC Report can get something
Not for real, man. We can
with
totally
the
get that.
gargoyles because
I got a buddy that's gonna go work there anyway, so I could probably talk to him.
there we go. I mean, that'd be great.
Andrew,
yeah.
isn't his name?
Yeah, Andrew. We'll see if
Yeah.
we got it.
See what we can do
We'll
there.
see if we got it.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed for real. That'd be cool.
Sweet.
No, go meet Paul Bizanet. Be like, "What's up, man? I want to hear your Canes
Oh,
takes
they-
in person."
I think that's another thing that's kind of sucks about this year is that the goalie market's just dry. It is
Yeah, this is not a good goalie market.
No, it's not.
It's the
Because
salary
all the
cap.
great ones are
Gibson
just
got
tied in.
traded. Like,
Next year's the
I don't
good
know,
center
man.
market. Really good, the good everything market right now because no one's re-signed and everyone's good.
Well, let's think about it.
McDavid.
That's every
Sorry.
year
Don't
though.
change.
Every year the
I
free
doubt
agency
McDavid
market
leaves.
looks wonderful, and then you get to the trade deadline, it looks a little bit worse, and then by the time you get to free agency, it's like a third to, if not a quarter, of what you thought it would be.
Scraps.
Especially with the salary cap going up as rapidly as it is.
Well, let's be fair. I mean, the free agent market was actually tipped to be very, very dynamic this year, especially with the names attached to the UFAs. But then when Florida was able to re-sign all of their core group,
Yeah.
then that kind of deflated the UFA market, which sucks because it would have been a very, very interesting and exciting to watch who was going to go where.
Instead, it ended up.
Well,
just
did
being-
Mitch
and then-
Marner
and
too,
then
right?
And then
Like, with
Marner,
the sign
yeah,
and trade?
Marner did the sign and trade, so it ended up being like the entirety of free agency became, all right. Well, who is signing Nikolaj Ehlers? Because
Basically,
after Nikolaj
Yeah.
Ehlers, who was the next
Hey, that was
best?
us.
Who was the next best one? Because I guess Besser technically made it a free agency, but I'm not even going to count him because it
I think
sounds like
Gavrikov.
Gavrikov.
yeah, even Demko, right? Like
Yeah,
Demko
Demko.
and Gar.
Demko got
Oh my!
extended.
Didn't they extend
they all
Demko for
re-signed.
like $8.5 million?
That 7-year deal closer just does not make any sense to me. Like
I guess
coulda got more.
Vancouver's not blowing it up. I guess they're going for it. That's still.
But,
I don't know.
but I mean, he looked
New York
good.
is so old, man.
Still going for it. I mean, I really thought they were going to go ahead and just do the full-on rebuild, trade Hughes for like every asset in the league because you probably could get a ton for him.
Is he still trying to go to New
And
Jersey?
just-
Yes.
I don't think so. If Jersey has to trade, like if they're gonna have to trade Luke Hughes if they want to get Quinn Hughes. So
They're
I mean,
not. No.
I don't know.
No, because Quinn
I
Hughes
just don't think
Nico
that
Hischier.
ever happened.
isn't Quinn Hughes
Give him Nico
contract up
Hischier
and
and Nemec.
isn't
I
Quinn
just
Hughes a
don't
free
think
agent
so.
soon?
I don't know, man. That's just. I feel like
Quinn Hughes is the
value's
2 years
really
from
high.
now, I believe.
He's gonna end up in Jersey
He-
one way or
him-
another.
he's really good.
Yeah, Hughes is
Would
losing
you
in
do
free
that type
agency
of
when
deal?
he drops the market.
Jersey
All right,
Jersey
but like,
can offer
if you were like
yes
to go
for
trade
Brett.
from Makar, like, what would be the value on that? Like
Trade
compared
from
to
a
Hughes?
car?
From a,
Yeah, like
Makar's
between
worth
Hughes
more.
and Makar.
half your
Like,
franchise.
just
Makar's worth more.
Yeah,
Are
Makar's
you-
worth more. But what I'm saying is like he's not as far off as everybody wants to say.
No, he's
because
not.
if
The
you
only-
look at Makar's numbers, like yeah, he puts up 90 points, but he's like a minus 20 every year. So
Yeah, but
Well,
like,
I
Quinn
don't
Hughes-
challenge,
Quinn-
though.
Quinn
You
Hughes
see how
is
It's
fast
still
But
Cale
it's-
Makar.
he's still.
We're
gets
talking
in
about
more
a Norris
goals.
winner. It's not just
I-
the stats.
Wes.
I love Makar, but I'm not going to sit there and say he's like the best overall.
Okay,
technical
but
player in the league.
between Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar, Quinn Hughes, you need to fork over 2 players. But for Cale
No,
Makar,
he's
you need
gonna
to
be way
fork
more than
over
that.
probably half your roster and all of your
It's gonna
prospects.
look like an NBA trade. Like that's what
No,
it's gonna
exactly.
look like. Like 4
Dude,
first
Quinn
round
Hughes-
picks and 5
Quinn
rosters.
Hughes' value. No, dude, like I know Makar's value is huge, but Quinn Hughes is not that far off. Like he's not.
No.
Like, you're probably talking like 4 or 5
I mean,
first-round
that's
picks
fair.
plus 2. And then you're probably still gonna have to tack on 2 of your top assets. So I mean, it's not like it's one of those things that's gonna be like Jersey's gonna easily be able to fork over 2 big-time roster players. They're still gonna have to add more
I
to
mean,
that. If-
what do
and
you
let
do at
alone
that
do
point?
they want to trade Hischier? Do they
How-
really want to trade Nemec? They'll trade Nemec, but not
How-
Hischier. I don't know.
Yeah.
How old is
I
Quinn
mean,
Hughes
you have
anyway?
to.
He's the
Like
oldest of the Hughes
24,
brothers.
25, I think.
Okay, then
No,
he,
he's
he's
not.
still.
Really?
All right.
Jack's older.
I mean,
no,
I mean-
I don't know. They're
He's
roughly
just
the same.
hitting his prime, dude.
I'm
Well,
just
that's
saying.
Yeah.
that's what
His
I'm,
value
he's
is 25.
25.
that's what I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, he still has room to grow. So who knows? I mean, he actually might.
Look how much we paid
surpass
for
Cale
Miller.
Makar.
I mean, look how much we paid for Miller.
7.5. So
Yeah, that's
Just
true.
saying, like
Oh, now
Quinn Hughes' value is tremendously higher.
I wanna back up to what we were talking about earlier in terms of the prospects. I think People, for some reason, lost their minds over us dumping Scott Morrow in that Keandre Miller trade. Why? When was Scott Morrow going to play?
Serious?
Yes, people on
There was actually a lot of hate
platforms.
today, yeah.
People
Well,
on
that's just low
platforms
puck
simply-
knowledge. They
What?
just don't know who Scott Morrow is. Like,
No, Scott
Okay,
Morrow has the
he was
potential to be a
horrible.
great hockey player.
I think New York's gonna develop him.
I-
Really?
No.
You think New York's
No.
gonna develop
They're
Scott
gonna eat him
Morrow?
alive.
That's why I said he
did they
had the
see
potential.
him play? He was horrible.
Okay.
Horrible.
Okay. I
Back it
try
up.
to be as nice as I can about him, but I mean, Nikishin. I'm not going to say Nikishin lit the world on fire, but if you look at both prospects of who was, I guess, put it this way, the least worst playing in the playoffs when they made their debuts, who do you think was the least worst? Nikishin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Scott Morrow, whenever there came to a forecheck, he didn't even try to fight back. He
No,
kind of
Scott-
cowered.
Scott Morrow had one. He had, I forget which game of the series it was, but he was a -4 and was on the ice for every goal the Panthers scored.
Yeah.
Ty Smith's better,
that was
man.
a
Ty
legacy
Smith.
ruining game.
He's
Now,
not here anymore.
let's think
Ty
about it.
Smith-
I know,
No,
he's-
he's in Russia. No, he's in Belarus or something. He's crazy.
He's gone.
Scott Morrow will
Just
play for the
gone.
Rangers this year.
If there
Scott
there's
Morrow
one-
will get time on the Rangers, and honestly, good for him because I don't think there was any way Scott Morrow was playing meaningful NHL minutes on the Canes for at least another 3 years.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, because everybody's locked up, and they just have too many prospects that aren't going to probably see a roster spot for the next few years. So you just it's time to move these prospects on to somewhere else.
Not all of them. You want to keep some of the guys. Like I would keep.
No, I mean not all of them. Not all of them.
Yeah.
I didn't mean
You
all
wanna
of them.
keep
I mean
Bradley
like
Nadeau,
I
man.
hardly-
that-
okay.
Swear,
All right,
I mean, if-
hardly count
Dude,
Nadeau as a
no guy.
prospect.
He's back.
Nadeau is
Sorry,
hardly
my
a
bad.
prospect, dude. Nadeau is like an
brother.
NHLer who's not
Nadeau
quite
is
a
trade
Canadian.
bait though. I feel like he's just.
I don't
gonna
know.
trade bait. I don't know.
No,
I feel like he will be.
I don't see. I
Oh.
could see that, but at the same time, like the pedigree of player you're missing on the team right now is a sniper,
Bradley
a
Nadeau.
bona fide like shoot. Now, the only person last year who had more goals and assists, I believe, on the team. I could be wrong on this. Take a guess.
Brian Suzuki.
Mark Jankowski.
Mark Jankowski
What?
with his 8 goals and 0
talking about
assists.
AHL.
He had one assist and it was in the playoffs.
Yeah, he
it
had
was
8
so bad.
8 goals, no assists in the regular season last year. He shot
What a
38% in the regular season.
Sniper, man. That's our guy.
Elite
Give him an
sniper.
8x8. We're
Dude,
done.
I'm about to say, why not have Mark Jankowski be our second line center? If he's gonna
Dude,
score 8,
Jankowski doesn't pass though. He's a great shooter.
hey, if Jankowski's gonna
Obviously.
if Jankowski's gonna
Shooter.
score 8 goals in 19 games, I mean, what does that translate to an 82 game pace? Does someone want to check that?
It's gotta be pretty good. Solid numbers. No,
Let me
no
do the
assists.
math.
Yeah, someone hit the math on that real quick.
Okay, so that's 42% of games he scores goals. That's 34.5 goals.
So there
Dude,
we go.
he
We just
is a
found
sniper.
we just found
He's
another
not a
Seth
passer.
Jarvis.
Well, he's gonna average 0. Technically, what? He had 0 assists,
You
right?
will get no assists.
No, 34
Yeah, so
goals,
technically, the
no
only thing you
assists.
can call him is a sniper because he can't pass.
He is the
Yeah, it's
sniper.
gotta be a sniper. It's gotta be a sniper. That's the only thing it could be.
Well, he's
That's-
definitely a solid
that's
fourth line
so
center,
funny.
which we needed since we got rid of Jack Drury, which I think before Jankowski got in, we were starting to miss him a little bit. But
Yeah.
I think first of all,
We'll be missed.
who's laughing at Marty Necas and his situation in Colorado right now?
Yes,
know,
bro.
Sucker.
Right here.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
I really don't get Marty at this point because it's like he's actively trying to destroy his reputation with his teammates.
Dude,
He wants to go
that's
where he
why
wants
I
to.
don't know.
I think you know
But
what I
once
think it is?
he's gonna choose a team, he's gonna choose somewhere he wants to go
Natchez
as
wants
a
to be
UFA.
Natchez
He,
is
But
if
going
he doesn't
to
want to
be-
play with Connor, no. If he doesn't want to play with Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar, where
wanna
do
play
you
with them?
want to be?
somewhere that'll
And
play him
that's-
as a center.
I don't even know.
And this is the
Whatever
insane
team will
bit.
play him as a center.
You're with one of the biggest talents in the NHL, in the probably what some would consider the best defenseman in the NHL right now, and you're unhappy. What more do you need to be happy, Marty? if this is going back to when they got bounced in round 1, then that's just Marty, dude, for real. Come on.
How can you be unhappy playing with McKinnon and Makar?
I don't know. That's the genuine question I'm asking myself every time I see that news bit about him being upset.
The only other situation that I would say,
and I want $10 million a year.
The only other situation that's better than that is Edmonton, and that's not going to be better once McDavid leaves.
I mean, I think the only reason I can see him being so upset is because he I guess somewhere deep in his mind, he feels like he's running out of time to win a cup soon, and he feels like, I mean,
he's 26, man.
I'm just guessing. I just don't know. I mean, I'm just guessing.
I know what it is.
Dude, him and Burns here are going to prove the Canes wrong, I guess.
No, Marty Necas.
Burns, and Drury.
The reason Marty Necas is upset is because Necas got drafted as a center and has played 4 career NHL games as a center, the first 4 games he ever played. Necas, that's why he was unhappy with us, because he wanted to play center. For some reason, we skated Kochetkov as center instead of giving Necas a chance, but at the same time, Necas put up, 1.5 points per game for a month. So why would you move him? But
Just to interject, y'all.
I think that's the reason.
It's been real. I gotta go, but it was great hopping on the pod with you boys. Awesome takes.
Hey, buddy.
One last thing before I go. Bradley Nadeau, future Calder winner. He's going to put up 100 points this season. First line minutes.
Oh my God.
Give him an 8x8. Anyways,
right,
boys have a good
give it to him.
Yeah, you
see, buddy.
have a good one.
Yeah,
hey, man.
I'm going to need to laminate that.
On a real note, Nikishin is a pretty good contender for the Calder this year.
I mean, who's he up against? Demidov?
Top 2.
I think, yeah.
It's Demidov.
And I think Michkov, is it Michkov or is it Gauthier this year? No, Gauthier played all of last year.
Was Michkov last year?
this year?
Look, I'm the biggest Nikishin fan probably in North Carolina, but even I'm going to hold off on that until I kind of see how his first few games go on the roster before I kind of make that assumption a bit. But that's just
no. I don't think that he's like a front runner by any means now.
Yeah.
I think he can prove himself, but it'll take time.
Yeah. I mean, I really think he can. I'm not going to put rose-tinted glasses on it. I think he struggled. He definitely, when I saw him in his first game, you could clearly see he had the jitters. But I think what I'm going to give a massive plus for Nicky in that, even Rod said it. I mean, Nicky was able to reset his brain every single time he went on the ice and made a mistake. Every time he went back on it, it was just plug and play for what he needed to better himself on his next shift. That's a massive, massive plus for a kid who's 24 years old, who's playing his first NHL game.
Do we think are any of the draft guys from this year going to be contending for the Calder? I don't think so. I mean, maybe Misa. I don't think Schaefer will.
Oh,
is that the chat?
I thought you meant like our guys. I was like,
oh no.
What?
I was gonna say, I like man.
I just mean for the Calder in general. Like, I guess for me, it's a two horse race right now. It's Nikishin and Demidov.
Mm-hmm.
And of course,
Yeah,
someone will come up out of nowhere like Lane Hudson did this year and then join that race. But for right now, I mean, maybe I see Michael Misa because I'm higher on the Sharks than most people are. I don't know why people think the Sharks are going to be the worst team in the league this year. I don't see that happening.
Some people actually thinking that?
Yes, I've seen people. No.
Go look at Buffalo. Dude, you don't need to see any worse team than Buffalo.
Go look at Chicago. Chicago is a dumpster fire with no look at Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's going to be bad.
Pittsburgh.
Really bad.
Pittsburgh. I totally forgot about Pittsburgh.
Once they dump Rusty,
my bad.
Pittsburgh's be bad.
We're going to have to start using
really
the name for them pretty soon.
Say what?
We're going to have to start using the name for Pittsburgh. I'm not going to say it because I don't curse.
By the way, Parker wants to hop on the cast and talk for a minute.
Go ahead.
I think he said, I joined the Discord now. Where can I find you?
We're gonna be at the bottom.
Ooh. To be honest, whose eyes went up like? Remember when Kevin Weeks put out that skyline of Colorado, And then Spittin' Chicklets tagged that and said Sid, capital letters with question marks. And I'm like, no way is this happening. No way is this happening.
I love how McKinnon shut it down instantly in the comments. He's like, I would have known already.
I thought he said something like, I thought he said something like fake news or something like that.
Yeah, I think he did, but like the whole point was like he would have known. And then I think his agent, not McKinnon's, but Crosby's agent then shut it down, and then Crosby himself after that.
I tell you who's going to be interesting to watch this season is going to be Connor McDavid, because I think everyone kind of eyebrows shot up a bit when he said he's not in a hurry to have an extension.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that might plague Edmonton a little bit, because when you're star athlete who's apparently the best thing since aren't people calling him like the next Wayne Gretzky or whatever, or something close to that.
Much.
And I know everyone says he's not leaving Edmonton. I don't know. I don't think it can be out of the question. I mean, if Edmonton still is not producing, or they're not going to give him tools that he needs to succeed and get a Stanley Cup soon, I genuinely think it should be talked about where Connor McDavid might go to.
San Jose.
Their depth is not as good because they have 4 players eating all the cap. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Hey, Carolina put him in the bind too. They had to sign Bouchard like right off the rip. So, honestly,
conspiracy.
Smart stuff. Tulski's like, all right, it's time to go get McDavid now.
Dude,
That's the plan, man.
I am so
Hey, we
impressed
still have
by
$10
Tulski.
million in cap space, guys, and I don't think they're going to do anything else. So,
Well, funny enough, before we went to go get Keandre, Evan Bouchard was our number 1 target on our defensive depth. And then because how long was it between free agency and he re-signed?
It was quick.
It was a couple days before free agency opened when he re-signed.
Okay, so as soon as that happened, obviously that switched back to Keandre, which, to be honest, I'm actually happy that we got Keandre over Evan Bouchard, because clearly if he signed that quickly 2 days before hitting free agency, then it's clear he wanted to stay at Edmonton and he just didn't want to be here. And I want guys who want to be here.
Okay, Evan Bouchard, there were so many things in the playoffs where he just got like kind of embarrassed. So many bad turnovers. So I'm not sure I want to pay him $10.5 million. I mean, he is in terms of the best pure offensive defenseman. There's no other argument to me that other than Cale Makar, I think Evan Bouchard is the best offensive defenseman. Like no other defenseman has better offense other than Cale Makar than Evan Bouchard. The problem is Cale Makar also has, top 20 defense. Evan Bouchard, what are there? There's 32 teams and 6 defensemen per team, is probably in like the bottom third.
Yeah.
Keandre Miller he's going to be a project. But
what if they move Bouchard to forward?
like
they did with Brent Burns, but the opposite.
Yeah,
that'd be hilarious. Dude, maybe he would be so dynamic. I don't know.
I mean, I do think there's massive potential with Keandre Miller, because anybody who's kept track of his career as he's been coming up said he has the potential to be a top 10 defenseman in the NHL, which I think I can see it. It's going to depend on him to kind of produce, and I'm eager to see what he does. But I really do see a lot of bright things for Keandre when he's here, and that premium, including with the cap going up, I don't mind the premium. No. And if he's going to be paired with Jacob Slavin, who he says he's modeled his career after, you couldn't have asked for a better sign as our first acquisition in free agency.
And how about
I think he will play right. I really think he'll play top 2 right side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I definitely would love that.
If Brent Burns was playing that good with him, keep in mind it is Brent Burns, but he's 39 years old. Brent Burns, like 39, 40 Brent Burns at this time. If he's still playing that good with Jacob Slavin, and that's good enough to still be your first pairing, I think Keandre Miller at 25, who still has room to improve his game, has pretty high upside with Jacob Slavin,
Yes.
and honestly could be really
Pretty
really
excited.
good pairing.
He's
Well,
I
okay.
think
Current
perfect.
Keandre Miller is better than current Brent Burns. Let's just
Yes.
Yeah.
let's just lay that
Yeah,
out there
man,
because that is
definitely.
completely true. Next year, Keandre Miller is going to be a lot better than next year Brent Burns. And let's think about it. When Brady Shea left the Rangers, people saw he had potential. The Rangers fans thought he was trash. He got to Carolina and became a staple on the blue line. What's to say that the same exact thing's not going to happen again this time? I think it will. In fact, I think Keandre
Yeah.
Miller will be a better Kane than Brady Shea just because he's bigger, and I think his two-way play will be better.
Well,
And he'll
Rod
be here
said,
longer
I
than
agree,
Shea
yeah.
was, I
Well,
believe.
Rod said he reminds him of Brady Shea when they did the did anybody watch the YouTube video of the kind of the behind the scenes of how they acquired him? First words out of
I
Rod's
think
mouth.
I saw parts of it.
Yeah, first words out of Rod's mouth was, he reminds me of Brady Shea. That there's no better compliment that you can get than that,
That's high
especially
praise.
after their last great defenseman. This guy totally reminds Rod of it. And I think, gosh, I forget what I was going to say.
How much
Yeah,
were we paying Shea when we had him?
I can't remember.
There's like 5.5, something around there.
Nashville opened the bank for him, and that,
Oh god.
7x7
I
for
know.
Shea.
and then Pesci
Again, like
Pesci got
Shea
5.5.
is one of those players that he has to fit the system to play the way that you want him
Oh,
to play.
God,
Like I said, he
dude.
fits Carolina's
Having
system.
Shea on the first
He
line
does
was
not
bad
fit
for them.
Nashville. He never did. Like when I saw that signing, it was like he doesn't fit in Nashville
Well-
at all.
Well, nobody
Let's-
fits in Nashville.
Let's think about this though. He was
Nobody.
Yeah.
Who was he playing with in
I mean-
Carolina though? How opposite are Brady Shea and Brett Pesci? Brett Pesci will score 3 goals a season and like 20 points, but have really good defensive numbers. Not Jacob Slavin, but like a watered down Jacob Slavin. And then Brady
Yeah.
Shea will score you 40 points, 50 points, and will need a defensive partner who can go back and bail him out. It really was. Brady Shea and Brett Pesci were really just the like second tier of Jacob Slavin, Brent Burns.
Well,
Yeah,
how
for
many?
sure.
Well, look at how many times Jacob Slavin had to bail Brent Burns out because
Oh
he just
my-
couldn't back check fast enough.
That's an age thing, though.
I mean, yeah, it is an age thing, but that was just how bad it was when something went wrong and the rush went the other way towards either Kochetkov or Anderson. I mean, Jacob had to literally rush his ass off to get back because Brent just wasn't getting back fast enough.
Well, he will not have to deal with that
I
with
missed-
Keandre Miller.
Oh
I
no,
missed
no.
2023 Brent Burns, bro. Like 2023 when he first showed
oh my
up,
Gosh,
he was,
That was
great.
great.
so
Mhm.
Great
good.
season. 60 something. It was like 60 plus points.
And like we only gave up what, like Steven Lorentz a third and something else.
Yeah, it was a good deal.
Which defenseman has
Well,
the potential to
with
score
defenseman, you
60?
can go older. So
Which defenseman's going to score 60 first? Keandre Miller or Alexander Nikishin?
Nikishin.
Ooh,
Nikishin.
this is a good question.
I
Gotta
think it
be
is because
Nikishin.
I don't think Nikishin's getting power play time yet.
I don't see why he wouldn't. I mean, that's part
I
of his
think he
bread and
would.
butter.
Because you got Shane
I think he might
Gossespierre and
get
Keandre
second.
Miller.
Okay, I mean that.
Maybe.
I mean, but he still
Or-
they still need to get him reps.
Well, let's
They-
think about
they-
it though. Honestly, never mind. I backtracked that because they've shown that they can play 2 defensemen on power play. So I would not be at all surprised if our second power play used Nikishin as a forward.
Yeah, I mean he's going to be. I think he'll be a quarterback for a power play 2.
And
For
then Miller can
power play 2
wing.
team.
That's good actually. Miller as a forward on a power play. Like, can you think of Keandre Miller as a net front on a power play? How awesome that would be.
Mhm.
Hey,
That would
6'5",
be kinda crazy.
Dude, I'm
the
on
net,
to
I
something
like it.
here.
Hey man,
I'd be
you
fine
never
with that.
know. Go for it.
I know I'm
What
sure
if you have, like, an
Keandre
all-defenseman
Miller
power
would love
play?
to do that. Jacob Slavin quarterbacking an
that would be
all-defenseman power
hilarious.
play. I mean, think about
That
it.
would be so bad.
Dude, Nikishin, Miller, and Gossespierre, there's 3 forwards right there. Then all you have to do is either have Chatfield or Walker be the other forward.
That's so
He-
bad.
Do you think we're done building our defensive core? I actually want to ask that question. Do you think, because I heard this question asked, do you think we're done building our defensive core before the season starts? Because I don't
Yes.
think we're done.
I mean,
Who do you move?
Nikishin's the one with the shortest contract left. So Chatfield and Gostis
For now.
both have 2 years on their contract.
The only person I can see
I don't
them
see
moving.
them trading Chatfield at all.
No,
There's no way.
No.
Chatfield
That's
is
not
a-
happening.
Anybody, it would be Ghost.
it'd be-
Yeah,
But
it's
I
going to
don't-
be
I don't
Ghost.
see Gostisbehere getting traded though, and I wouldn't want to trade him.
Yeah,
He said
but
he
I
wanted to
mean,
be here. That's why I only took a 1-year
Exactly.
contract in Detroit.
That's the thing. Like I said, like I just don't see Gostisbehere ever like really being traded on the contract that he signed with us. I think he'll be there for the entirety. So I think defensively, I think we stay the same for the next 2 years.
But if you have Keandre Miller, if Alexander Nikishin starts developing like he should, and he becomes the next messiah since Hughes Makar as far as a high rising defenseman, then what's going to be the need for Shane Gostisbehere? I mean, I'll put it to you this, I'll say if Nicky starts developing like he should, then that should probably spell maybe Shane might get traded at the deadline. Maybe.
Well, hang on,
I
let's-
think it's
let's-
possible that, like,
no. Let's back up.
Gostisbehere.
We got to back up here.
I'll let you go. Yeah.
We've got to back up here because the way we talked about it earlier is that Keandre Miller is going to play as a righty alongside Jacob Slavin.
Yes.
So if you trade Shane Gostisbehere at the deadline, effectively now you have
Mhm.
2 lefties and 3 righties. Unless you're going to
Mhm.
disrupt the chemistry between Miller, who's at that point played, 60-something games with him. So if
Mhm.
there is going to be a change in defense, it's going to have to be before the season or at the end of at the end after a playoff run.
Which we're still for some reason still linked to Erik Karlsson.
No,
That won't
Better
happen.
absolutely not.
I mean, if
Please
Pittsburgh
don't.
will retain $8 million on his $10 million cap hit, then sure.
I mean,
Get him
yeah,
KK,
that's
and
right,
we
that's
somehow
right.
get a center.
No.
I mean, trust me.
Do not give up KK for Erik Karlsson. Like I
No,
know,
no, no.
we-
But
I
like,
know
if
we
you get
don't
like
want,
Brian Rust or something else, because they've been
Okay.
saying they want to get rid of him.
honestly,
full dis-
I mean, what about Ricardo Kell?
is he?
Yeah,
center
that's
or
the other
wing?
player
Is
that
he
was-
center
Now,
or
wanted
wing?
to get up.
now I could totally see that happening because the Canes were actually trading for him at the deadline. It just
Yeah, we
didn't
tried
get to go
it just
through.
didn't.
They were
Is he
trading
a-
for him and Besser.
Is he a
It
wing?
just like
Is
both
he a
fell
wing
apart.
or a
Mhm.
center?
I want
I
to
think-
say he's like a
I think he's
winger,
a
but I
center.
think he's also a center too. Like I want to say he plays center. Now that right there would be a great pickup. 70-point
I'm
guy
about to say
too.
if one of Rust or Raquel plays center, then that's the only. I mean, KK is going to have to be traded for a center. If you're going to
Yes.
trade KK in a package, it needs to be for a centerman. So,
Jason
This
Robertson.
is pretty dumb.
He's not a center. He's a
Yeah.
wing.
But I mean, you never know.
You're
But
not
we,
gonna
the reason
get-
I don't think
they're
we
not-
get Jason
nah.
Robertson is because we just got Nikolaj Ehlers, and he's
That's
also a
true.
left wing,
Yeah,
Mhm.
like a pure left wing. I don't think you go after Robertson anymore.
we're done with wingers. We have too many wingers.
Yeah.
We Nadeau can't play because we have too many wingers.
Mhm.
So
That's fair.
That's why I was a little bit like worried about the Robinson signing because it's so long. But I mean, it's a good signing, but he's also 30 and he's going to start like going this way soon. Even though he just had his best year of his career, I think.
he did.
I seriously thought
On
he was
the
going to get
bright
traded.
side, Why? I like how
I-
he plays. I think he fits
but-
well.
Well, why? I mean, because of how long it took to get his contract done, and the longer it took, the
It
more
did
I
take a
thought.
little while, yeah.
I mean, it's. Talks, and you heard rumblings online about how they're working on it. Okay, you've been working on it for a few months now, and it's still not done yet, which leads me to believe that he's probably going to get traded, and
Where
they
does-
didn't. And
So what winger moves at some point for Nadeau to come up? Because if we're looking contract wise, Nadeau does not play this year. Nadeau does not play next year. And then I believe a spot would open up from the anticipated departure of Jordan Martinook.
Mhm.
Yep.
Probably.
Because at the end of this offseason, the only forward we have that is a roster player forward that is up is Jankowski. Again,
Mhm.
a center. So maybe, I mean, we talked back to the beginning of this stream. where we were talking about which winger is going to step up and play center because someone's probably going to have to do it.
I may have. I've heard Logan Stankoven and Seth Jarvis's name be passed around that they're going to try. If it were me,
that's what we talked about earlier.
Yeah, I personally, of the two, I'd put Seth Jarvis in center and just give it a try.
Yeah, I humbly
just see what happens.
I disagree, just because I think that Jarvis's line fit with Aho is so good right now that you wouldn't move Teuvo Teravainen away from Aho because of how good their chemistry was. Aho and Jarvis are at that point now. So Stankoven has more line chem with Svechnikov right now. Maybe put Stanko as the center. You have Svechnikov and then Jackson Blake. If Stanko can turn out to be a half decent center, then
I mean, you got two speedy forwards and one big enforcer. I don't mind that pairing, actually.
Yeah, I think that works better than moving Jarvis away from Aho. Because I think Jarvis benefits more from playing with Nikolaj Ehlers than Stankoven does.
Yeah. And I do think Seth Jarvis deserves to stay on the top line, no matter what position that is, if I'm being honest.
He is arguably, I mean, I'm not going to say he's the best forward on the Canes, but for the first time in a while, there is a case to be made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I agree.
This is the first year, in my eyes, in quite some time, that Sebastian Aho is not the runaway number one center on the Canes, runaway number one forward on the Canes with absolutely no prospect of competition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
Except for when we had Jake Gensel for this long and Mikko Rantanen for this long.
Yeah, totally true. I don't know. I think they'll trade for a center. If anything, I don't think they mess with lines.
See,
think
now that I'm thinking about this, y'all are gonna say I'm crazy for this, but now that I'm thinking about this, I almost don't want to get rid of KK. Simply because
I think he's Stahl's replacement.
I'm about to say because KK is inked for a while, why not ride it out with him? Jankowski's done after this year, so if you want what you can do is if you want to do the second line center, Mark Jankowski gets dealt. He hasn't been here that long. That's not going to shake up too much. Probably a deadline thing. You get your 2C in. That bumps KK down to 4C. He only has to play 4C for 1 year, and then he gets moved up to 3C because there's no way Jordan Stahl's getting re-signed.
No.
And KK as a 3C makes perfect sense.
What I'm thinking, this is a little bit weird, but there's another alternate to this. You have Jesperi right on fourth line right now, or second line, wherever you want to put him. And I think what you could do is you end up trading him at not trade deadline or anything, but like next year, after this year, depending on the development of Ivan Ryabkin. Because he'll probably be a day one Wolves player.
Right there. That's a hot take, but I like it.
If he can develop, because he has that upside. That's the one reason that he went down so far. So, because of the discipline issues, that's why he fell. But he had that original, a year before or something like that. He did have the, I think top 10, type, aspects of a pick was what some sources were saying.
Hey, we'll take
and then after that, they were saying it was late, but it's possible.
Straight.
If that happens, of course. If that doesn't happen, then don't do it. But if it happens, why not?
Here's the thing, though. Because we're all talking about right now, oh my gosh, we need a 2C. Oh my god, we need a 2C. In 2 years, we're going to need a 3C. And if you think finding a 2C is hard, try replacing Jordan Stahl and what he gives defensively.
Yeah, one of the best 3 defensive C in the league. Selke, he's always a top 10 Selke guy too. I mean, those are really valuable players that you just don't realize.
Exactly. And KK,
very valuable.
Honestly, KK offensively is an upgrade over Stahl. Defensively, he's a downgrade, but not for much longer. Stahl is going to regress. So maybe that's what
If he
the office
hasn't
is-
already.
Maybe that's what he has. The speed's definitely down, but maybe that's
Oh,
what the front
don't even get me
office-
started on how slow he is.
Maybe that's what we.
I mean, he was never a fast player.
Yeah,
though,
that's what the
so-
front office is thinking, though. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like, Jordan Stahl's only got a
It's
couple
pretty
years
bad.
left. Let's keep KK, and maybe he'll play 3C. So we just have to suck it up for now.
Yeah.
One thing
I've
I
actually-
will add to that. Wait, one minute. I gotta say this just
Oh,
because.
yeah, go ahead.
In some cases, this is something that definitely needs to be monitored because once he turns 26, the buyout becomes 2/3 or no, 2/3
Yeah.
pay. So because he's still 25, if you bought him out, it would still be at like a cap hit for like 897,000. I want to say like for the next like 6 to 8 years or however
Yeah.
it
10,
works because it's
something
only
like that.
yeah something like that, but it's only 1/3 of the actual cap hit in total. So basically, like once he turns 26, it becomes 2/3. So that's something that Carolina definitely needs to figure out. Meaning, like, do you want to keep him? Because if you do, you're locking in with him basically for the rest of that contract instead of just gonna be able to get out of it now. Like this is the only time they can really get out of it through a buyout. So
I don't
just
think.
saying
I don't.
that's something that
I don't
definitely
think
needs to be talked about.
I don't think the contract is that bad, honestly. But like with the cap going up the way
I
it is,
hate it.
you hate it.
I don't like it at all.
Well, I don't. But
If you
5
set
mil.
3C, I don't hate it.
I'm about to say.
Like I don't hate it at 3C, but I hate it at 4C, and I really hate it at 2C because that is not a 2C. So yeah,
But-
if he's playing 3C, which he's not until Stahl's
but
gone,
he will.
I hate
though.
it. I absolutely dislike the contract.
I mean, do we throw him? Do we throw him out now, and then because if we throw him out and abandon that, then we'll assume you get a 2C who hopefully will play in the coming years. So then you have this year, assuming it's a deadline, you have the end of this year and next year with a 1 through 3C that is very good. Then you run into Jordan Stahl leaving and you have to replace a 3C, which is infinitely it's harder to find someone who will play unselfish, relentless forechecking and physical than someone who will center a second line who with two wingers who are good scorers. So in a way, KK is a harder find than the 2C we're looking for.
I guess you're right because I mean, value-wise, you just have to pay tremendously more for a 2C.
You do, yeah. I mean,
So
the
I mean,
problem
that
with
does
the problem
like
with
way
KK,
more.
the problem with, and again, this might not even be a problem because he's still young. He could still bounce back. Again, we weren't talking about this in November, December last year because KK, Robinson, and Necas were averaging that line. We're averaging 2 points a game combined.
Yeah, but
I mean,
And
it's fine.
honestly, I think what was it? Kokaniemi's 2023 playoff run. That wasn't too bad. He had some moments in
good.
that playoff run. Like he had some
He also had
goals when he's on the line with
43
Jesper
points.
Fast. Like he was
Yeah, that was
playing all
working.
right.
There was one point during one of the seasons that a month into our season, KK was our leading scorer.
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago.
So again,
yeah,
That
you know,
was
the
his
more I
best
think
year.
about this,
That was his best year.
the more I think about this, maybe the more like, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe we're giving Kokaniemi too much crap. Like, I know he's
I
not.
think because
he's-
of the jump in the cap, that's why you feel that way. Because like I think it's because the cap is going up.
It
so
is.
much.
Yep. No, because of the cap state.
That's the only reason. Because if it was not, everybody would be complaining.
Yeah.
Big time. So
Well, because
Yeah, you gotta look at cap on
because
that one.
mid 2Cs are getting paid 6.5 now. KK is getting 4.8. So that's a I'm sorry, one of my swim team kids is typing in the YouTube chat and it's kind of funny. But yeah, the 2C market is just so expensive right now because of the salary cap jumping. So maybe KK can find form for a whole season. Because we've seen, it's not like KK has not shown flashes of being able to do it. And I think, honestly, with how good Mark Jankowski was last year in his regular season, if KK stinks it up during the first month of the season, what if you flop him? Why wouldn't you give Jankowski an opportunity to play 2C? I mean, I know he's not.
That would be so
that-
crazy.
That's a nut. That's crazy.
Is that a nuts take?
Oh man,
Because he's
I
dude,
feel like
that would be kind of funny if
he
you did it
scored
against
8
like a
goals in
team like
19
Pittsburgh or some bad team, and you just have Marty Jankowski at 2C.
dude, that would be such a terrible like. Oh man, I don't know.
Dude,
Oh,
I
no,
feel like
I feel
the
like it'd be
Penguins would be,
funny
like,
to troll
offended.
some random team.
Dude, the Penguins would be offended at that. They'd be like, "Are you kidding me?"
They got worse problems than worrying about being offended right now.
That's hilarious. But I mean,
But,
dude,
their
honestly,
problems
like,
are getting Gavin
that'd be kinda
McKenna.
funny.
No, their
Dude,
problems are
think
having
about-
Kyle Dubas as GM.
That's no, but think about it though. Like,
That
why,
too.
That
why
is a
wouldn't?
problem, yeah.
Okay, why wouldn't you move Janko up to 2C? I mean, if he comes back and scores at a 34 goal pace, granted he ain't gonna have a single assist the whole year, but why not?
It'd be so bad.
Dude,
I mean, it'd be funny. I mean,
honestly,
if he does,
Dude.
It's not like
dude,
like,
he's
we're not
tall, 6'5", 6'6".
Listen, we're not
pretty
playing a trading card game.
Physical
It's
player.
not like we're playing Chell over here where you can take them and like swap the cards out or whatever, and they're guaranteed to be exactly this at every stat. Like Sir Jankowski's
Yeah.
on a big name. Sure, he's not the name you want to be at 2C, but you know what? I mean, after what he showed in the regular season last year, that's not the worst thing if KK stinks it up. And it's not like it's a permanent move either.
I think it stays a hot take. I think it stays a hot take.
Oh, it definitely is.
I
a
think
hot
so
take.
too until it proves not.
Yeah, I think. I mean,
It's
like I
eight-
said, I think size-wise he would be amazing. It's just he doesn't have the
Oh,
full
yeah.
talent to really like. No, like 6'5" as a 2C. I'm all for that. Like,
I mean, he was a first-round
Absolutely.
pick by Calgary for a reason. He was a
Yeah.
big player, and he showed
Guys.
offensive promise.
Guys,
he just
he's-
never really grew into that guy.
Guys, he scored 8 goals in 19 games last year with us.
it's a big time stat.
So
I
it
mean,
makes you.
I mean, he is 30.
Well, it makes you
So-
wonder. Is it because maybe it's because Calgary just didn't utilize him right, and they never just gave him the chance? If I'm
When you
honest,
think about it,
That's
it could be
his
like
stats.
Sam Bennett. I
Yeah.
mean, Sam Bennett.
They did the
was-
same thing
he
with
was in
him,
the
yeah.
depths of Calgary, and then Florida goes and trades for him. And they give up basically nothing, and now he's signing an 8x8, and he was just the best player in the playoffs. So I mean, Calgary is known to do that,
You know what?
especially with centers,
Well-
dude. Especially with centers.
Hey, listen.
well, it's either Trent or you go get Tage Thompson.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, like TNT, he's 6'6". I love the tall centerman.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I mean,
if you get
I mean, I just love.
if you get Tage Thompson, you're probably giving up at that point a couple. Well, let me think about this here now. So, in the stuff we've talked about today, we've talked about how we would be okay moving Svech if it was for the right piece. We've talked about how our prospect pool, we can move off of some of those guys because the other NHL guys are going to come up. So, what if we moved KK to do a 2C swap? Dump Svech. We can throw Svech in there. That gives Nadeau a chance to play on the NHL roster. So then that's your 2 roster players. You can move a good prospect, ideally a winger. That you have, not like one of your top 3 prospects, but you move a prospect and a first-round pick. Use the other first-round pick from next year.
Then you go out and get Tage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're giving up
Yeah.
a centerman.
No,
You're replacing.
I think that makes a lot of sense. You overpay in the case where you get a 6'6" right shot centerman. You just do. I mean, you just have to overpay for that.
But
And a 7.75 for the next 5 years. What a contract that's gonna be.
exactly. But it's like what are we really?
You pay for the value you get.
What do we lose?
Well-
What do we lose in that? Because Nadeau has the opportunity to be what Svechnikov is supposed to be, so that could be a wash. KK moving out is a wash because you're getting Tage Thompson. Actually, it's better, but in terms of losing KK, that's a wash. Losing a prospect, oh well. You've got, I'd say, 10 forwards signed long term at this point, so that's a wash. Your draft pick between you or Dallas at the very best is going to be in the early 20s. So that's a wash. So you're giving up stuff that Buffalo could use to get out of their perpetual rebuild by getting you more good roster players. And we get Tage Thompson to play 2C for a team that needs to win a cup soon.
Their perpetual
honestly,
rebuild.
that
You need
would
to
be
change that to their eternal rebuild.
That'd be like a dream case scenario, but I would feel so bad sending Svech to Buffalo. I just would. But like, I feel like you just gotta do it for it's Tage.
With the contract situation between him and Tage, because they both have lots of term on it, it would make sense.
It would.
And they're actually, I think, around the same
price.
like.
It is.
Yeah.
It might be the same exact thing. Like, I mean, I don't know.
So
it really might be.
Who says no in that? I don't feel like we say no in that deal. I think if that deal is up, we absolutely take it. I could see Buffalo saying no.
I don't know. I feel like it's a pretty strong package, especially if Tage does want out or something. Because
That's
I mean,
true.
the amount of turmoil over in Buffalo between the players and the staff, I mean, it's pretty bad.
That
obviously
not,
doesn't lead to winning culture either. So I don't know. Maybe Tage is one of the ones that does want out. You never know.
That could be it.
I do agree on the KK just holding off until Jordan Staal retires and then moving KK to 3C, because I actually have heard that idea being passed around, and the more I hear it, the more it actually makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because with the cap going up in next year and the year after, I think that contract's just going to be null and void, and it's not really going to make much of a difference. And to be honest, if you move KK and you're still looking for a 2C, when a guy can just fill it in for now, just ride it out until Jordan Staal retires. You never know. The 2C market might fire up and you actually might find a 2C you're looking for. And you also replace the 3C you need to look for as well. It really doesn't sound that bad to me in terms of a plan. Moving Svech to go get Tage Thompson, I'd make that deal in a nanosecond. I'd do that in a nanosecond.
Would you make the proposed deal of the 2 roster players, a prospect, and a first-round pick? Would you make that deal?
Yes, in a heartbeat.
Okay.
I'm getting Tage Thompson. I'm getting a big. I'm getting a big 6'6" centerman that we need some big bodies for. I mean, Seth Jarvis is like breaking the mold, and even Brad Marchand, just an offshoot. Brad Marchand and Seth Jarvis are breaking the mold on how the NHL is moving towards big enforcer-like players to go after a Stanley Cup. But you still need big players, and a lot of these guys are average 6'1".
Yep.
They're just not as big as their competition. So if we can get bigger and we move off of Svechnikov, who, I mean, I'd hate to lose him, and I want to still wish that Svech can be that old Svechnikov again. But if I get Tage Thompson over Svechnikov, yes, I'm taking that deal in a heartbeat. I'd even throw in Ryan Suzuki, because he's just been here since 2018, and I just don't think he's going to see a roster.
I think his.
Well, we just re-signed him, so.
No, Ryan Suzuki's prospect worth at this point is like nachos.
Exactly. So why? That's kind of my question. Why are you still keeping him? You've had him since 2018.
Because no one else will take him. Why not? Let's think about it. He's a good AHL player. So maybe
he did play good in the AHL.
Maybe Ryan.
He led the Wolves.
Maybe Ryan Suzuki at this point is like the guy. Like, I mean, here's a good example. Steph Nason a couple years ago was Seth Jarvis's mentor when they played on the Wolves together.
Mm-hmm.
So what if, I mean, not saying Ryan Suzuki turns into Steph Nason, but what if Ryan Suzuki, being the older guy on the Wolves roster, is a mentor for the younger guys?
Mm-hmm.
That could be it. I mean, there's got to be some.
Could be.
There is somewhere out there some reason that Ryan Suzuki was re-signed. We may not know it, but there is a
he had
reason.
59 points in 69 games.
There is a reason that the Canes decided to keep Ryan Suzuki, because if they didn't want him, they wouldn't have re-signed him. Maybe it is just that he's the AHL guy, and then maybe he can move up later. Who knows?
I mean, it's just for how long he's been here. I'm just like, for whatever reason, like you said, whatever reason they're using to keep him, I really would like to know, because I just feel bad for the guy just sitting in the AHL, just waiting for a spot that just is just kind of floating in the ether, and I don't know if he ever sees a spot here.
But Ryan Suzuki at this? I don't think Ryan Suzuki at this point is good enough to get a spot anywhere right now.
True. I mean that's the sad bit too.
So I mean you can stay with the Wolves, you play with some prospects. If you get to a point where you're a potential NHL player again, because right now he is not. If Ryan Suzuki can build himself into a potential NHL player, that helps him and it helps the Canes, because then he becomes worth something in a trade instead of, again, the bag of nachos.
True. I guess I just throw him in because it kind of dwindles down the prospect pool to our primary prospects we want to keep hold of, and we just kind of make extra room for the next big development project that we want to make. But speaking of which, when you brought Steph Nason, and when I think about Tage Thompson, what Tage could provide is massive net front, because that's what I miss about Steph Nason was when he put his body in front of the goaltender to put on a net front presence that, let's be honest, was a little lacking last season.
It was.
We didn't really use a lot of net front, and that's when I miss Steph Nason. And that's what made him useful for New Jersey when we played them, which is probably why it went as long as it did, because of how much of a pest he was for Anderson and Kochetkov.
The reason that series went on as long as it did is because Brett Pesce had turned back the clock 8 years and became 2018, 2019 Brett Pesce again, and was defensively just brilliant.
Guy just had no fear. He'd throw his face in front of a puck, and that meant stopping it.
Why are we saying this lasted as long as it did when it was 5 games?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. But it just felt longer.
What?
It just felt longer.
I mean, I was just going to let it go, I was just like, yeah, it's only 5 games.
Yeah, only 5.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we didn't sweep him. When was the last time the Canes swept somebody? Was it the Isles in 19?
Yep.
Probably.
We like getting swept, I guess.
Yeah.
Close to it.
If we don't want to talk about sweeps in the playoffs for the Canes, because more often than not, it's us getting swept. So.
Yeah. It's
by
A
Florida.
that we beat them 4-1, or B we lose 0-4.
I've got one, and
Or
this
what
is a different area, but how awesome would it be if we get to the playoffs and we have familiar foes in the playoffs, right? Like Jersey, Florida, Rangers, of teams that we've played and had competition against. I'm not counting the Isles because they're falling out of it.
I was gonna say the Caps, but dang.
No, the Caps are a 1 year wonder. They're gonna fall back to earth. How awesome?
Well, plus Obi's leaving at the end of this year anyway.
How awesome would it be if Keandre Miller ends up being a super good defenseman and then just completely owns him in the playoffs?
I'd love it.
Oh, I'd laugh to the bank.
That'd be so awesome.
New York Rangers fans' pain is my delight. I soak it up every day.
You know what would be even better?
Dude, the Rangers were completely dogging us a week ago.
You know what's funny?
2 weeks
They
ago.
still are. I keep seeing comments come up, bro.
ridiculous,
They're
man.
still doing it.
Oh yeah, we got Scott
my
Morrow.
God.
Our future is set. Woo!
Dude, no, that was the Rags fans are absolutely just dogging us right now. But it's all right, that's fine, because you guys are. I think they tanked for McKenna, but I don't know.
Well,
I don't
all
think
of
they'll be
you
close to
out
the
there
playoffs at all.
watching, what's gonna happen right now is if and when Keandre Miller turns out to be a pretty good player, a stud, in my opinion, we are going to make an edit of all of the comments in that comment section. And it is going to be every single one of them put into a post.
Dude.
And then put Keandre Miller edit over it. It's going to be so funny.
Dude, there's 800, 900 comments on that. It blew
It's
up
so bad.
crazy. It was pretty nuts.
Hey, I will say
Dude,
I was thankful for that trade because the view graph on YouTube for the Scott Morrow video went like this and then this and then this, and then trade day went and then kind of kept going. All these Rangers fans want to see what their potential future defenseman is. I really hope we get to see Scott Morrow playing a serious role in the playoffs against us next year.
It'll be in the
Dude,
first round
see, man.
probably because
No-
the Rangers
the-
are barely gonna scrape a
No,
wild
no
card spot.
disrespect to Scott Morrow
If they make it.
personally,
Look,
but
dude.
like, ugh, that last playoff run was tough, man. I hope.
Go Columbus, I
I'm
guess.
I'm rooting for Scott Morrow. I hope Scott Morrow turns out to be a good defenseman at some point. Not
I
I
for
don't
just
the,
don't
know.
want him to be going to the Rangers.
not for the Rangers though. Like
Not for the
whenever,
Rangers though. Yeah.
and he's a UFA at the end of next year, I'm pretty sure. So I mean, he can or RFA.
Maybe
My bad.
RFA, yeah.
He can just
RFA.
leave.
You know, if we end up waxing the Rangers, I will pay a graffiti artist to paint a Hurricanes logo on the Empire State Building.
That's gonna cost a lot of money.
All right, can
Hey.
someone
Hope you
clip
have
that?
it.
Hey, it'll be worth it to piss all these Rags fans off. That way you can't
Nah,
get
dude.
rid of us.
No, I'm just gonna go straight back to the chat and then start like adding everybody. Be like, let's go, let's talk again.
Hey,
Yeah.
no, I got a
Hey,
better idea.
You want to talk?
I
You want to talk
swear.
about that now? We kept
Yeah, no,
receipts,
let's-
you
let's-
know.
Yeah, no, the receipts are safe, dude. And I'm
Hey.
gonna DM all of them.
No, put it on a
Hey.
t-shirt.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Now put all the Keandre Miller slander on a t-shirt with like Keandre Miller on there doing like a slap shot or whatever.
Dude, we can
All the
make it.
Rangers like players falling down, Shesterkin like completely like doing this, and there's just
Dude, please. Dude, we need to get. I hope it happens. I hope it happens. And then we
Yeah.
just take the picture.
Put Keandre Miller taking a slap shot in a Hurricanes jersey and put the Statue of Liberty in Hurricanes colors right behind him and say,
God,
"Hey Rags."
it
And then
hates.
put Scott
Yes.
Morrow in the Rags AHL affiliate jerseys on the side there.
Exactly.
Hey,
Exactly.
you know what though? As much as
that'll
I
be
love,
merch in
as-
a couple
as-
years.
you know,
That'll be merch for
as
sure.
much as I love the dog like
Mhm.
Scott
Dude,
Morrow,
that'd be
Scott Morrow
Dude, yeah, that'd be
was-
like actually hyped ass merch.
he was an innocent
It'd be
piece
so
in this.
cool.
Let's talk about the absolute robbery this offseason, the heist of the century. Dmitry Orlov got $6.5 million a year from the San Jose Sharks.
Dude, his agent needs a raise.
No, he got a raise. He got a complete raise with that bag that he got.
How? in the
No, I'm talking about his
world?
agent.
How?
No, I know.
Oh
no, yeah.
absolutely,
You make-
bro.
Yeah. No, well, you make more if you're the player that you're with, makes a lot of money. This guy was meant to get like maybe $3 to $4 million at most, and he got $6.5 million. So yeah, he got a raise.
Well, Sharks
So now
need to
he
dump
kinda
cap space
outpaid-
anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
why on
there's dumping
Orlov,
cap
bro?
space,
I
and then
don't know.
there's dumping cap
And
space.
then Orlov is dogging us, dude. He's
I know.
completely dogging the Canes.
I know.
That's because he's a washed-up defenseman who just floats around his 2018 championship just to remind himself, "Oh, this is how good I used to be."
Yeah, you tell him, Mac. Absolutely. Right.
Okay,
Well, that's 'cause
I
he's-
just,
Not-
Jack,
it was not
Jack,
that for
Jack,
us.
I just
so-
got a comment
Well,
on the
I mean,
YouTube. You might
He
wanna
wasn't
listen to
until he
this.
was.
Hang
Yeah.
on, guys. Pause real quick. Jack, do you know what spin back is?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm touching myself inappropriately to the sound of Jack's voice.
What?
We
Trying to.
Jack. Do I need to mute you?
I am so
What?
confused.
I don't know.
I don't know why you're talking about this on stream. Is the question.
This
It
is
could-
so awkward.
It caught my eye, and that's just a comment of all time. I didn't know if you had like a fangirl somewhere or something.
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right,
But,
back to hockey stuff. Dmitry Orlov. I'm sure.
I mean-
I'm sure he's gonna love the dog the Canes while he's sitting in Cancun come like what March, April.
Yeah, probably. He'll be excited to watch the
no,
playoffs.
Let's
this
back
year.
up.
Yeah.
Is
Next
Dmitry
year.
Orlov now? Let's think about this from the other angle though. Is Dmitry Orlov a first pair defenseman on the San Jose Sharks?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Second pair then. There's no way San Jose's paying
Probably
him
second.
six.
I go second pair.
There's no way San Jose's paying him 6.5 to be third pair.
I don't know. Kind of depends on how washed he is.
Yeah, it
That's
kind of does.
true. They must be expecting something good out of him then.
Well, I mean, the
Well-
Rangers are thinking big things out of Morrow. Like, it just seems to be the trend. Like, we think good things out of Miller. I just think, like, if you bring in the guy, you're just going to have the hope that he's going to be good.
That's true. And I guess
That's just
you,
how
you,
it's
can,
going to
Carter.
you
be.
can hope all you want for Dmitry Orlov.
Yeah, I
I
mean, like,
looked
let
down
them
at-
hope. I mean, at least they're not Rags fans, so.
All right, Jack, what you got?
I looked down at my phone for a second. Sorry. Yeah, that's Daniel's alt.
Bruh. Okay. Okay. I thought about it for a second. I'm like, wait a second. Okay.
Daniel has so many YouTube accounts. I never know what any of them are called.
I know.
I think to be honest, of the defensemen that got shipped out, I think Brent Burns definitely got the better deal versus
Oh, yeah.
Dmitry Orlov going to San Jose. I mean,
The team friendly wise, yes.
the team friendly wise, and I never thought I did like Brent when he was here. Don't get me wrong, but if we put him on the roster for one more year, if you thought it was a struggle for him last year, I thought it was going to be twice as bad this coming season.
Well, because Brent Burns he would not be a power play quarterback anymore.
No, because I don't trust him on the power play if it ends up going the other way and they get a 2-on-1 and they get a 2-on-1, because I just don't think his legs are what they used to be.
It's all right.
Hey,
I
dude,
think the Burns
Playing
situation.
the Avs gets more interesting now.
Yeah, it is.
Are the Avs gonna? I mean, the Avs are. I don't even know what to think of them, because I feel like they are so talented, yet injuries will stack up, and then the problem is really the Central Division is like is cutthroat as mess right now.
Mhm.
I'd say 3 of the top 7, 8 teams are all in the Central.
Mhm.
Depending on where you have Winnipeg ranked. I feel like Colorado and Dallas are like consensus top 6 teams. And Winnipeg won the President's Trophy. And they didn't lose that much. I mean, they lost Nikolaj Ehlers.
Mhm.
I'm not sure Nikolaj Ehlers was the main contributor to winning a President's Trophy, seeing as
It was a big one.
Hellebuck won the Vezina and the Hart.
Yeah, dude, what a crazy season. He must have had a great playoffs, too.
Damn. Jeez.
Sorry. MVP's not that good.
Hey, for y'all that are watching, if you have not checked out the video of me predicting the next 10 Stanley Cup champions, in 2034, I believe it was, I had 2 Canadian chokers going at it because I thought it'd be hilarious. Winnipeg versus Toronto. What a series!
Dude.
What a series that would be.
Honestly, that'd be a pretty good, like, I would love that, actually.
I'm not sure.
43-year-old Connor Hellebuyck versus 42-year-old Austin Matthews.
God, please. Bring it to me, bro. That would be like the craziest Stanley Cup ever, dude. One of those cities is gonna burn to the ground.
Well,
they would both find a way
Probably
to
be
choke.
Toronto.
They would both find a way to choke. Let's be honest.
bro, I bet Leafs Nation came after you in the comments when you posted that. Oh God, that was funny.
No. I'll tell you the one I got. I got some random stray Kings fan that thinks the Kings had the best offseason out of anybody in the league this year, and thinks the Kings are gonna win at least 2 more Stanley Cups in the next 5 years.
Did you ask him how many Jack Daniels he shotgunned before he posted that? Because that is the wildest, stupidest take I've ever heard.
Cody Cece's getting $4.5 million from them. That makes Dmitry Orlov look like a cheap deal.
To be honest, of the two, I think the Kings got worse.
Yeah,
they did.
No, they only lost
Cody
Gavrikov,
Cece alone at 4 years. Terrible. Not good.
They're paying
Corey. Just because you signed Corey Perry does not mean you're making a cup final. I'm sorry.
I don't know about.
Yeah, all they did was sign Leafs.
He got that type of contract too.
Well,
I mean,
no,
I
can
like,
because at
the
end of the season and the playoffs for Edmonton, Corey Perry was really good.
He had a good playoffs, dude.
He did.
He just couldn't stay out of the penalty box.
He earned his bag.
Take
True.
that.
But dude, like
I-
a rampant Kings fan in the comments, like what? I forget exactly. You know what? I'm gonna pull this comment up now. I hope whoever commented that is in this live stream, hearing yourself get slandered for this, because this was just this was a comment of all time. I'm about to read this. All right. So biased because you don't even include the LA Kings. They got young studs and veterans. Give them a shot in the next 10 years because the Sharks will never win a Stanley Cup and neither will Utah. Edmonton maybe unless they choke. But this video is so biased, not including the Kings, Bruins, Rangers, and Lightning. All top tier teams with tons of talent. Go Kings go. You'll be surprised they will win in the next 3 seasons.
Next 3 seasons.
Man, they really giving themselves.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I don't think so.
The LA Kings?
You never know, but I don't think so.
I think there's a higher chance of the LA Kings losing 3 additional series in a row to Edmonton in the first round than the Kings actually winning a Stanley Cup.
Bro, no lie. If he's as
I
drunk,
can see that too, yeah.
bro, no lie. If he's as drunk as I think he was, you should have said you want to bet money on it because I think he definitely would have, and you would have been probably $1,000 richer.
Yeah, 3 years from now.
Yeah, 3 years from now. But hey, you're still $1,000 richer.
I'm gonna back up to the list he sent though of the teams that he said were going to be like really good. The Kings.
All right, boys.
Who
I gotta head off of here, all right? Just letting you know. All right.
All right.
It was
All right.
good
We'll
being on the stream.
Wrap it up in a few minutes.
Good seeing everybody. All right, brother.
All right, take care.
Have a good one, buddy.
All right. The Kings, who had a dumpster fire offseason. The Bruins, who are right now,
Bruins?
you know the meme of like the Bugatti or whatever in like the trailer park?
Yes.
That is David Pastrnak in Boston right
Avery.
now.
Avery, if you're on the stream, I'm sorry, but the Bruins just suck right now.
Bruins
I
ha-
love David Pastrnak and Jeremy Swayman, but they're not getting you anywhere.
The Rangers, we've already discussed them. The Rangers are going to fall off because they're just going to, unless Shesterkin wills them in it. And okay, he did say the Lightning. I do think the Lightning have a chance to get a kind of last hoorah type run from Hedman, Kucherov, Vasilevsky, and Gensel. Because with that top 4, you can make a
You
run.
got Point as well.
And Braden Point. That top 5 can win you a Stanley Cup in the next 2 to 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
So
I mean, I think if you
I'll
go to
give him that
Tampa or
one.
Florida, you're not going to be left wanting. And I think they're going to be constantly competitive, whatever iteration you're going to find them in. So I'm not worried about Tampa. I think Tampa will be decently competitive. Cup-wise, I don't know.
I see the thing with Tampa is, though, I mean, you can replace certain players.
Yeah.
You're not replacing Kucherov. You're not going to.
No.
You're honestly, you're not replacing Hedman because Hedman's like 6'7" and really good. So you're not replacing him. You're not replacing. I mean, Jake Gensel's there for a while and he's like early 30s, I think. Points good.
somewhere in
Oh,
there.
and Vasilevsky. And granted, goalies, as Bobrovsky has shown, can stay good and relevant for a long time. So he's the hardest one to predict of that. Hedman's the first of the bunch to fall.
Yeah.
Hedman's like 35, if not older. He will regress soon. He already has. I mean, Braden Point's young and he's good. He will probably get better before getting worse. Kucherov's got a couple more years in his prime, I'd say. I think I'm with you. I think I see the Lightning as like good team, not great team for the next couple years.
Yeah, I mean, they still have Vasilevsky, which is a big plus for them, but it's kind of, for me, it's kind of they'll be competitive, but I definitely don't see them winning a cup like soon.
Not with this
But-
core. I don't think this core has cup potential.
No. What's the other teams?
It was Rangers and Kings, which I've already tapped on.
And didn't you always say you said Bruins, right?
Yeah, Bruins. But
Yeah.
I mean, again, Bugatti and Trailer Park. That's what that is.
How does Don Sweeney still have a job when you sign Tanner Jeannot to a 5-year contract?
Because it increases your chances of getting Gavin McKenna.
True. I even asked that question about Steve Yzerman because Steve Yzerman is just he tries to do this old school way of building teams in the draft, and that's not the way it works anymore.
No.
No, and even Ron Francis is guilty of that. I remember Adam Gold and Luke DeCock on 99.9 saying, "Oh, if he made a joke about how Ronnie would like all kinds of picks for this player and that, and he just take the picks," which is the reason why he was in hot water in Seattle for a while.
Oh my gosh, guys, you're not gonna believe this, but we have been on this stream now for 2 hours.
Sweet.
Big W.
I like talking hockey.
I do too.
I love talking hockey.
All right,
I could be going for 5 hours. Let's go.
Daniel, you know who I love better? Around the net.
Bro,
Around the net.
Around the net lore. Oh my gosh. You have no idea. Around the net lore. Okay, around the net is like a YouTuber who he's got good ideas. I give him that.
Yeah.
Just you can tell he's in the early stages of doing stuff. No harm.
The hockey guy is very good.
Okay. Like the hockey guy is very good informationally speaking, but the problem with that is like the hockey guy, if I'm in the mood for that, it's great. The problem is if I'm having trouble sleeping at night, I can put on a THG video and pass out pretty quick.
What Chaos is very good, I think.
I like MB. MB
I
on
think.
hockey.
Say that one more time.
MB on hockey.
Yeah.
Mike Bartner. He's good.
Yeah, he's very good. Sportsnet with Frank Saravelli and all those guys are very good.
Sportsnet was so much better when they had Steve Dangle.
Yeah, they did.
Miss
And
Steve's hat picks, bro.
No,
And then the
Steve-
freaking dang it.
The dang it's, dude. That was such a good series.
The dang it's were so. I would wake up at 5 a.m. when I was going to school, man, and every morning I would pull up like Steve's dang it's, and I got to watch him rage at a goalie, and
You know, I
it
might
was the
even
best
I
thing
might
ever.
even at some point in the near future go watch a couple old Steve Dangle videos just to see the Steve's dang it's.
he's killing it right now with
for the-
SDPN.
Yeah, he is. But let it.
Oh, yeah,
guys,
he is.
people in the comments, let us know if you guys liked Steve Dangits and if you would like to see us maybe attempt something like that at some point. It's gonna take some. It's gonna take some engineering probably to get reactionary content out there for NHL stuff.
Engineering.
Because the
I
NHL
don't
is-
think anybody's voice can get that high. Just so you know.
Well, I mean, we're not gonna be
Fair.
exactly, but it'd be good to do a really reaction series. All we have to do is pull up like Dmitry Orlov lowlights from last season. We've got like plenty of content
True.
to shoot.
But when he really gets going and his voice gets higher and higher, I'm like,
my.
Steve, jeez,
Like, calm
good
down,
grief,
bro.
dude.
If you want to watch any video about that, there's actually one about it. It's with the Carolina Hurricanes
Toronto
involved.
versus
It's it's one
Zamboni
of his
Driver.
most famous videos, actually.
Is it with the Zamboni driver?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw a post on
42-year-old Zamboni driver
Dude,
who works for the team.
Jack. I saw a thing. It was like describe your team, or describe your team, or describe your like least favorite moment or something in 4 words. It was an Instagram post, and there was like these Leafs fans describe the Leafs in 4 words. People are saying like, you know, playoff chokers, trash, and all that stuff. And someone, the most liked comment was Toronto versus Zamboni Driver.
That's so bad.
Dude. Jesus.
One of
My other favorite Steve Dangle video, which is another Carolina Hurricanes one, is when we beat them on St. Patrick's Day and they had the St. Patrick's Day uniforms. And it was the first time since 2013 that the Toronto Maple Leafs let up a multi-goal comeback with less than less than 2 minutes to go in the game. And in 2013 it was Game 7 versus the Boston Bruins.
Oh, speaking
So,
of
I found that really funny.
speaking
And
of
the last time it
comebacks,
happened in the regular season, the last time it happened in the regular season with them as well was 2009 versus the Carolina Hurricanes. So,
that's too good.
kind of funny.
One of my
Some of his
favorite,
Boston ones are very good.
one of my favorite regular season moments of all time was the game versus San Jose a couple years ago, where they scored an empty netter on us. It was like 4-2. San Jose was like the worst team in the league. And then they dropped the face off. Everyone's leaving. Aho goes and runs down the ice and scores. They pull the goalie. Necas rips home a shot with 18 seconds left to get it to overtime, and then ends it in overtime. That game is just that was the best.
The fact that it was against James Reimer after he left Carolina,
I know, and
too.
James Reimer saw the overtime goal go in, and he just looked up. He was like, "Well."
Well, the
He's
funny
like, this
thing
is where I chose to sign.
funny thing about the Zamboni Driver game. Do you remember who was in net for Toronto?
Was it
Freddie.
Was it
Anderson?
Reimer?
It was Freddie. It was Freddie.
I forgot that. Like,
Yeah.
I guess I never knew, but
Yeah.
That's
Our number one
hilarious.
goaltender was the guy we were spanking around. The
Oh, yeah,
Zamboni
yeah,
Driver
you
was
wanna-
in our net.
You want to hear some crazy lore? This is something I guarantee you. Maybe you've seen this, but this is crazy.
Maybe.
Frederik Andersen is number 10 all time in points scored by a Danish NHL player.
Really?
Yes. Frederik Andersen
Wow.
is a top 10 scoring Danish player of all time.
I hate it because there's only 10. There's only 10 players. But now we have the top scoring Dane and the last scoring Dane
He's a
on
goalie.
the same team because we signed Nikolaj Ehlers.
Dude, you want another Frederik Andersen lore? Frederik Andersen scored a point at the Stadium Series game.
He did.
Oh my God.
He did.
He did.
That's true. He did.
And I'm fairly certain, if I'm not mistaken, it was on a Jesperi Kochetkov goal too.
What is going on, bro?
So fun fact. Does anyone going back? I know we've been talking about the Zamboni thing, but does anyone remember how it got to that point?
Yeah, Mrazek,
When we had to
Mrazek went out there and got popped, and then Reimer, or was it? No, it was Reimer first.
Reimer first. He
Reimer
got a
tweaked
concussion,
something.
and then I don't know what the hell Mrazek was thinking coming all the way out of his crease that far, and he got drilled by I forget who. And then they got why am I freezing on his name?
Dave Ayers.
Yeah, Dave Ayers. That's right. Thank you so much. Dave Ayers, and he was shaky for his first few minutes, and he let in 3 goals, wasn't it?
It was 2 on the first 2 shots,
2.
and then he didn't give up another one the whole rest.
2 on the first 2 shots. And then, obviously, the rest is history after that. But it's just, I just can't get over how funny that situation was
He went to the
when we
Leafs.
read about it.
He went to the Leafs
That
practice
is
the
one
next day.
situation where the Carolina Hurricanes puck possession really mattered because we kept puck possession in games so often that the other team just doesn't have as many chances. And in this situation, we just kept Toronto from having as many chances. I think they had like 8 shots the rest of the game.
Yeah, you can't give up too many shots if Dave Ayers is your goalie.
I got a quick question. How are we doing on time? Because I do have one question.
I mean, I'm good.
Okay, so Toronto. The Austin Matthews comment about having too many passengers in the locker room. I mean, does Austin Matthews probably need to start looking in the mirror if you flounder another season?
Four Nations face off.
Yeah.
Kind of.
He gave it right to McDavid.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm kind of at a point where, because Kyle Dubas, even when Brian Shanahan was there, Kyle Dubas did try to break up the core in Toronto, and Shanahan shot it down, and that's why he was fired. And that's why Kyle Dubas was moved to the Penguins. But when do you think Toronto pulls the plug on this core?
They did.
They just started. At least.
They've pulled they let Marner go, and Marner was.
He was the worst.
No. Tavares is worse than Marner. But here's the problem.
I meant in the playoffs, but yes.
Yeah. Well, the difference is, though, I mean, they had the core four, right? All that really happened is you replace. I mean, your core four is still your core four. It's just now Matthew Nyes instead of Mitch Marner.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I don't think they will. They extended Tavares, and I think the Leafs next year will be less about the core four guys and more about the rest of the team. I think the Leafs are going to prioritize depth with 3 top line players now. Because you've got Matthews, you've got Nylander. Huh?
Have you not seen what the Leafs have done? They have 15 forwards on their team right now after trading for multiple guys. They have who did they just get? It was, gosh dang it, he's on the top of my mind. They just got him from Vancouver. Joshua, Dakota Joshua.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They also got a dude from the Blues, I believe. I don't remember who it was right now, but they've been getting guys like for depth, and they have 15 guys on the roster. I don't think you're going to keep all of those as extras, so I assume some of them are going to get moved, and there's something else in the works for Toronto. What that is, who knows, but they are not done yet.
Yeah, those names speak of draft. They're going to use those things for trade bait at the trade deadline to get something big for probably a possible cup push. But when I look at Toronto, I don't think they didn't get worse, but they didn't get better either.
No, but you know what? There is something to be said about moving on from a player who is preventing you from being good in the playoffs. Like, getting rid of Mitch Marner might be a culture shock thing to where, like, so maybe we're not invincible. So I think while talent-wise, you may have gotten worse.
Mm-hmm.
It sends a message.
Like, it does.
So maybe that's because, let's be honest, it was never a talent problem with Toronto. It was a mentality.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mentality problem. So maybe getting rid of Mitch Marner, who was the biggest of the 4 in terms of playoff droppers, maybe getting rid of him shows like, okay, if you're not going to perform in the playoffs, we're done with you. Now, all of this gets completely ruined if Marner goes to the Knights and then tears it up, which I honestly expect to happen. Because I think it's more of a Toronto culture thing than a Mitch Marner thing.
Mm-hmm. I think, I couldn't agree more. And actually, what's funny is, did anybody see a photo of Austin Matthews and Connor McDavid having a private dinner at a restaurant in an undisclosed location in Toronto?
I didn't hear about that.
Oh my god!
I saw the photo being passed around, and it was outside of a window, but you could clearly see the two sitting across from each other, and it's a big table, and he was slightly obscure, but you can clearly see it was McDavid. And I'm sorry, you in the middle. What's your name again, Ben?
Which one? We got Carter and then Jack.
Okay, so Jack, your favorite 3D, right?
Yes, that's me.
Okay. Sorry about that. I just forgot your name. So I kind of echo what Jack said. So they're building pieces to clearly go for something at the trade deadline, and I know this is a far out there theory, and I'm sure it's definitely not going to happen. But those two don't just meet out of nowhere. That's just. I mean, obviously it could be just a coincidence. They're just having a nice dinner. But Austin Matthews meeting Connor McDavid in Toronto for dinner.
Well, okay, so Connor McDavid grew up out like in the Toronto area. That's his home market. Right now, it's not far fetched to say because of the teams linked to McDavid that are not Edmonton, Toronto's number 1.
Okay.
So it's not that far out there.
Yeah, I just it's when Jack said, I mean, gathering all these pieces, it tells me all these pieces may go to one place to get a certain somebody, and I think it could be McDavid.
It could, especially with 1 year left on his contract. I was saying this with the Hurricanes because I always had this crazy outlandish theory that I was like, well, what if the Hurricanes purposely made Bouchard resign so that we could actually trade for McDavid to fix our center problems, which is stupid, but like it would have been funny. But this might have just helped Toronto because now they are still cap strapped because again, they have all of their money in 4 players. So if you move off of McDavid, which is hard, very, very hard, but if you get some solid depth in return, which is the thing that Edmonton's honestly been lacking, you can build around.
No, goaltending. Edmonton needs.
That's also true.
Edmonton's depth was.
They're not going to really.
Dude, Edmonton's depth was not a problem last year. In the playoffs, they were like in terms of scoring depth, I think they were the deepest, other than Florida.
That's fair.
They don't. I mean, They lost some of that depth.
Fair point.
That's not their problem.
I was gonna say counterpoint. They lost some of that depth, and they need that goaltender. So you do have Anthony Solars and Joseph Woll, which are both very good goaltenders. So you might be able to afford losing one of them. You trade some other pieces as well. I don't know if they're going to be near as valuable unless you give up Nyes, but it's a trade deadline acquisition, right? I mean, it is Connor McDavid though, so it's a very interesting situation.
I think if you're going to give up a goaltender to add along to the package, I think between the two, I'd give Stolars to Edmonton because they're going to want not just a decent goaltender, they're going to want a good goaltender. And I think Joseph one. Yeah, they want a bona fide one, but also I think Joseph Woll proved that he can be a great goaltender for Toronto because he was great. Whenever they put him in, he was great. And then they kept moving back to Stolars again. I'm like, guys, Woll has been showing you that he can be great, and Stolars is good. But if I had to pick between the two, Woll just looks better.
All right, guys.
He just looks better.
I want to roll this back to the Canes one last time, and then we're gonna go ahead and cut this because it's getting a little late. I'm getting a little tired. So overall,
cool.
Actually, that was a good discussion though. I feel like that was a lot of stuff covered there. We overshot our anticipated time on stream by about
slightly
an hour and a half. So good on us for planning. I think it turns out better that way. But yeah, it was good talking to you guys. Definitely.
Time flies when you're having fun, buddy.
Definitely, we'll do this again sometime soon.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Let me know, and I'm ready to show up.
Awesome. You guys take care.
Take care, man. I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you guys, everybody in the stream for watching. If you like what you saw, you can go back and watch it again. I'll have it on the live section on the YouTube.
Sweet. All right. Good night, guys.